Yeah, hello, Aslan. Can you hear me?
Hello, Imas. Good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. How
Okay,
are you?
okay, is my sound okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Hey, Deji, how are you? Sound okay? Okay, yeah, sure. What are you calling? Are you in?
Summit, it's the World Summit Award. Niger, it's the World Summit, it's the World Summit, it's the World Summit Award. Oh, recognizing inventors is the World Summit Award. Oh yeah, celebrating good people. Oh, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, oh no, the world is waiting, anticipating now to see innovation from every nation now, in science and technology, education and health, entertainment and e-business. Come hold my hand now so I can take you there. It's the World Summit Award. Oh, recognizing inventors is the World Summit Award. Oh yeah, celebrating good people. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, oh no, see all these people looking so beautiful, so beautiful, from different nations, different colors and tongues. We are united by love, sent by God from above, taking the whole wide world by storm. So hold your breath now. I know you like what you see. You like what you see. You like what you see. Oh, recognizing inventors is the World Summit Award. Oh yeah, celebrating good people. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, oh no, welcome Africa, no, welcome Asia, Europe, America, you welcome Australia, welcome Africa, no, welcome Asia, Europe, America, you welcome Australia. Recognizing inventors is the World Summit Award. Oh yeah, celebrating good people. Oh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, oh no, Fredo, Niger, Mdra Production.
GoDaddy makes it fast and
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
This is me, Mr. Amos Emmanuel, speaking from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm happy to see many faces here. I can see Aslan.
Hi, good morning, and good
How are
morning,
you?
everyone.
How are you, Aslan?
All good. I'm joining from London, by the way, today.
Excellent. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand you'll be joining me from London, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Please, for the purpose of introduction, I will just want to identify particularly with some of our academia in the house, so that I can take notes. Particularly some of our academia in the house, from the emails, some of them were not at the institution, so I really may not have gotten that very clearly. But one name that stands out is Professor Aliu Kofa. if I'm correct.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, excellent,
Thank you
excellent.
very much for the sir.
Thank you so very much. That should be from Kaduna, right?
Yes, Zaria Kaduna.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very
I
much.
think on the
Thank
list,
you very
I'm also expecting from Ahmadu Bello University, the Directorate for the Research. And then University of Ilorin. Anybody University of Ilorin?
Yes, I'm already online just Sunday.
Please unmute yourself, sir.
Already on mute, sir.
Excellent, excellent. That's University of Ilorin. Thank you. And also
Yes, sir.
from Bell University.
Yeah, thank you so much. I am Professor Eleson Midani. I'm representing the Vice Chancellor, Best University of Technology.
Excellent, excellent. I'm sure if you may remember, Programmers Foundation has been on your campus to do one or two things some years back.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you.
I was privileged to be with the former president who actually directed I had to meet the VC some years back, and I was proud to intervene at some stage. Thank you, and you're welcome. Sorry, I really couldn't give
Thank
you
you.
personal feedback, but I know we would engage going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. It will be a fun day today. Academia. That is because today is actually for you and our pupils. Yeah, I have another big academia in the house, Professor Olutimo Remy. Yes. Remy Olutimo, you're joining me from South Korea, and this should be about your 10 p.m. Wow.
Bro, it's 8. It's 8 p.m. now.
About 8 p.m.
It's
Excellent.
8 p.m.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you, Prof. I'm so happy
Yeah.
you are here. This history
Nice
is
being
not
here.
about me. This history is about you and I, and that's why we are doing it together this way. Please, can you
Yeah.
help me more academia? More, yeah, I can get a message from Esang. Mr. Esang, how are you, sir?
Fine.
Excellent.
Fine, Mr. Amos. I'm fine. I'm happy to be here.
You are dealing with the is it University of Petroleum or something in Delta State?
Yeah, Federal University of Petroleum Resources.
Excellent. There's so much to go together along this path. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please, I also have registrations, particularly some from outside the country. I have registration from Mozambique, from Tanzania. Excellent. Addison Matagne Hospital. Please, can you give us a shout out?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm happy to see you, and I wish you happy Easter to everybody online. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Is that Mozambique or?
Yes, Mozambique.
Excellent, excellent. Great to have you. I think we also have some other countries. Any other country present? Right, comments. I can see Deji Botoshaw. Deji Botoshaw has also been on this program, on this project for a long time, an old friend and colleague in school. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to be here.
Thank you, Deji. Thank you so very much. Can we have more, please, without any special order, special order? Okay, I have Kajal. Kajal, you're joining us from where? Okay, great. So please permit me to just take a message. Let me take a message from this project intervention at the United Nations a few days ago. And we'll now put the program on the start mode after this. Just give me a second.
villages. Now, my next speaker is Emmanuel Amos. Amos is the founder of Programos Foundation in Nigeria. He's a chief software architect and the CEO of the Programos Software Group. He will not speak from this room, but I would invite him to speak through video. I give him the floor.
All right, thank you so very much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you're joining me from. I'm particularly happy to be at this edition of the 24th Info Poverty World Conference. We're sure the sessions before this and after is going to be very appealing and interesting to all, and of course, wishing this edition a wonderful time throughout. Thank you so very much. My name is Amos Emmanuel, as earlier introduced. I will today be introducing my project, the InnovationBedAI Students Innovators Mentorship Labs. And this is actually a program targeted to see what promotions and improvements, and of course, what economic impact we could create on the national landscape across Africa. The African paradox, seemingly, always we always see here that Africa has the world's youngest population, and yet face underemployment. AI isn't just a tool, it is the ladder out of poverty. This divide is artificial. You know, at InnovationBedAI, we are connecting these two worlds through AI and mentorship. So we're happy to also recognize those basic skills that young people in Africa need to have today, that they revolve around analytical thinking, resilience and flexibility, agility. You have leadership and social influence, motivation and awareness, system thinking, curiosity, and lifelong. What if we could turn this demographic wave into a digital renaissance based on the Info Poverty Conference Initiative collaborations? You know, Africa's AI future, Africa's AI future is not a luxury, but a necessity for solving Africa's unique challenges with collaboration, investment, and policy support. Africa can lead in ethical, inclusive AI. And governments, universities, businesses must work together to build a sustainable AI ecosystem. This strategy, and this being actually a strategic action, and this will revolve we actually affect and will be necessary that every stakeholder is party to this. InnovationBedAI model as a poverty exit ramp by 2030 for young Africans. We actually are coming from the point of view of the fact that students currently in their universities are undergoing a lot of education in different courses of discipline, accounting, biology, engineering. We want to be able to see that we actually help them at the level when they are still in school to curate, using artificial intelligence, the global advancements on artificial intelligence, so that they can actually upscale the knowledge in the contents of the same courses. Because today, every course of discipline is relevant in nation building, be it in creative arts, social sciences, political science, and so on. So we don't just upskill youth, we deploy them as problem solvers and job creators for their communities. Now, proof of concept, we here in InnovationBedAI, we have actually, in the last 15 years, we've actually done a lot that we have actually covered and produced these capacities, and we have fit them into the respective economic verticals, as you can see. Is it open government innovation? Is it in education, health? We actually have human beings that we have actually incubated. We have mentees across all these platforms. And more, Is it in tourism and culture, green energy and environment, smart settlement and inclusion? I really won't have much time to do all this. I mean, to get into more details, but then we have actually built capacities innovation-wise, and all these economic practicals are engaging and using. So our solution actually in a nutshell is to say that InnovationBedAI mentorship is actually after Africa's unique AI pathway, a cultural intelligence back catch-up competition. So we're really not as if it is that, the detail will be more or rather different from when we're looking at Western AI focus. There is actually African AI opportunities, and this is actually where we're trying to drive InnovationBed, which is a cultural beds today for tomorrow's rest is actually our slogan. We are not catching up. We are creating new life by innovation, as you can see. The InnovationBed framework actually has a mattress, which is basic education, reforming it with the curricula, sheet layer, cultural context integration, the pillow, community-specific use cases, the blanket, continental, knowledge sharing, 3-pillar, and all of that. So we are actually building this new lifestyle. And InnovationBed mentorship is such that it is actually the anti-poverty future of technology, economy, and social justice. So we go it with your collaboration. Today, we seize the opportunity to collaborate with as many universities across Africa. The United Nations World Summit project is actually in line. It's actually running in almost every part of Africa. And every country has a WSA national expert doing the same pilot and running all these processes. And we have collaborations with the NGA Institute, with the Harrisburg University. International collaborations, certification, we have actually partnered with the Hong Kong New Emerging Technology in Education and Association, as well as we actually invite everyone to participate in the upcoming InnovationBedAI Mentorship National Calls on the World Creativity and Innovation Day webinar that is holding on the 21st. Here we have the QR code, can register, and the stakeholders will be involved. We have in an opening session, World Summit Awards Winners Panel session, academic panel session, the media panel, state ICT leadership, and so on and so forth. And you can find them here, the opening, the innovators, of course, you have the state ICT leadership. We have here the innovators, and of course, even as leadership, they are also winners and past winners of the innovation from even as executive governors. We also have winners that are also in the public sector. We have the media. We particularly have as many universities have currently registered, to be on this program on this day with us, and the ICT Association leadership across all the ICT associations across the country have also joined, and even continentally, the AFICTA is actually on this process with us on the 21st. So I seize this opportunity to thank you, and of course, embrace the InnovationBedAI, and there are further details and data for which I'm sure we may also add to this video, which is coming from AI curated data of what actually informs the way we work. Thank you, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Please convey our thanks to the speaker, who is not only a prolific IT entrepreneur, but also a man who brings all the IT difficult stuff to daily lives. I like the slogan that he's making beds today for tomorrow's rest. It's a good one, and I would like to check the time.
Okay, that was the message from the last OCAM 24th Info Poverty World Conference, and I hope that goes down with everyone. And may I also, at this moment, also try to continue to recognize more people. Okay, I can recognize, the president of Information Technology Association of Nigeria, my president, sir. I'm sure you're joining me from London or US.
Hello, Mr. Amos. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm joining you from the US.
Excellent.
In fact, I was about to go to sleep when I realized that it was time to start this event, so I had to get back up.
Yes, that's great. That's great. So we will now continue. Any more recognitions from the academia, for instance, particularly more academia within and outside Nigeria? Okay, now Aslawan, go ahead, sir.
Hello, sir. I am Dr. Makakanji from Mozambique, University, Catholic University of Mozambique.
Oh, sorry. I don't seem to get that message clearly. I don't seem to get that message clearly. All right, okay. From Addison.
I'm from Mozambique, Catholic University of Mozambique. It is a pleasure to stay with you today. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we get to continue with the event opening. Let me get the event open properly.
Hello, this is, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yep.
This is Dr. Shakaya Abdulkadir from University of Ilorin. So I'm also part. I joined saw the notification on my mail, and I tried to join today as well too.
Okay, yeah, from University of Ilorin, sir, right?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. Yeah, we got some great attention from the University of Ilorin. Yeah, we will actually pay some attention back. I just wanted to know where we currently have had people with us at the moment. So you're welcome, sir. I will at this moment just launch us onto the project proper, and permit me to now share my presentation for this. No. Hey. Let me know when you are ready. Okay. All right. So the event today, we also commemorate the World Creativity and Innovation Day. And then the Programmers Foundation actually also seizes this opportunity to actually launch some national calls on the competition, the innovation competition for 2025, which has just been announced and is opened in over 185 countries at the moment. At the same time, we're also launching our mentorship platform that we hope to go in partnership with NGA Institute in collaboration with Harrisburg University in the United States. With me, after my little review, I'm going to get Asnal Dawood to just share a common, his comments. But before then, we will actually look at the program. We're looking at the opening. We look at the World Summit Award winners past that are currently with us. We share more with them. Of course, we also have give attention to the academia, the media that will be with us. We also have ICT leadership call segments, ICT association call segments, and any other World Summit Youth ambassadors from the ecosystem that are with us. And we have invitation. We've invited the Honorable Minister, Dr. Basit Ghani, Professor Amjad Umar here represented by Aslan from London, but then Professor Amjad currently is actually having a program currently. And then we also have Alhaji Dr. Umar Kwaranga, the president of the NGX, Nigerian NGX Group. We have Professor Oluremi Olutimo at the opening segment. Dr. Ayodeji Oyewale Oyedoku, the president and chairman, board of directors of the International University of Information Management, and Dr. Chris Waje, co-founder IPv6 Cybersecurity Task Force. And okay, at the opening, we'll just flip through all this. And one thing this program also does, because it's meant for the youths, we are going to hear from some screenagers. We're actually going to listen to some screenagers at this point who will share with us in their opening. Okay. First, I have Demi will share his service. These are youths that are also
I'm thrilled to explore how AI can influence careers like robot kindness coach and AI fairness wizard. Let's make sure robots work with us and not against us. Let's go.
Good day, estimates. My name is Joining from Lagos, Nigeria. On behalf of Innovation-Based Screenagers, Grandpa's Innovation Ecosystem for a Better Tomorrow, I welcome you to the Global Conference. Let's ensure ethical AI creates fair opportunities for teachers everywhere. Enjoy the journey ahead. Thank you.
Good morning, afternoon, evening. I'm Yonju, joining you from Lagos, Nigeria. As an innovation-based screenager, I believe ethical AI isn't all about code. It's about lifting up chefs, artists, engineers. Worldwide, let's turn today's idea into tomorrow's opportunity. Thank you.
Cheers and thoughtful. Welcome guests. I'm Miles, joining from the UK with InnovationBed Screenagers. We're reimagining classrooms where AI respects every student's needs from Lagos to London. Grandpa always says innovation starts with empathy. Let's build smarter, kinder schools together.
Right? I thank the youths at this moment, and we'll want to identify with the opening remarks from particularly Professor Remi Olutimo. Professor Remi Olutimo, after which Aslan Dawood can put up his message on behalf of Professor Umar, Amjad and Umar. Professor Olutimo, sir.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And our protocol duly observed. I greet everybody in the room. Sorry, the time different. And it's quite 9 p.m., going to 9 p.m. over here. And I hope we all can hear me.
Yes.
Yes. You're clear.
Fantastic,
Yes.
fantastic, fantastic. Thank you. I will make my opening remarks, opening speech very, very short and hard. At the same time, I will make sure that I want to make it in a way that we can understand it, especially since we're dealing with the youths over here. And have been also, in fact, I'm engaged to speak with the youth in St. Martin's, in the whole country. And this is all about education, AI, and SDG goals. I think what the years now, all the country they're concentrating on the youth. I think that is where the whole is in this year is the youth development, and it's very. And the topic today, the theme today is an amazing theme. I tried to go through it and make my research about it, and I found out that wow, for Mr. Amos to be able to come out with this, it's like he's trying to kill us. But it's an amazing one, and I can tell you that this is the right topic at the right time. I was opportuned. It's like Africa, we need to wake up. We think we are fast. We're very way behind. I had a meeting a few days ago with the Korean ICT Institute. Jesus Christ. See what is your 8-hour non-stop. These guys are learning programming. 8 hours non-stop. I was shocked. And they're happy, young guys. And the method of teaching, if I tell you, is, in fact, I borrow several ideas. I tried to speak English. They spoke Korean. It was a really hard thing to understand me, but thank God I understood the languages they were all learning. You know, they have different sections, those that are this, and this is the mentoring programs. And I think at InnovationBedAI is also because I was with Mr. De Covenant, Mr. Amos, when he showed me everything before this program kickstart. I think that was last year. And that was an amazing idea and a fantastic move to help the African to be at the edge. And now the Korean, the Philippine, and other, they are involving in trying to silence one of the fast-growing apps in the world. And now they want to integrate me, bringing young talents to build the technology to silence that apps that is going in the world. I can't disclose it because I'm part of the project now. So with this, I would like to go to my own, let me just advise, put a little touch to the topic today, the theme today, mentoring young Africans in school to fight poverty through multidisciplinary AI-powered innovation and entrepreneurship upskilling. Oh, all right. So let me keep starting. I will just be explaining. That's the way I will do my speech today. I will do like explaining some points so that you can get the idea. Mentoring young Africans. And I can tell you now that even Guyana, I met with the mayor of Guyana in South Korea. And after we finished talking, he also is interested in me mentoring the youth in Guyana. And he has, is now, in fact, he just sent me a message a few hours ago that when am I leaving South Korea, that I want me to just get a little visit to Guyana. I said, not yet, because I have planned on returning to my country first, and then before making any other further move. It's amazing. It's amazing what people are trying all over the country. Investing in the youth, but it's like Africa, we're leaving our youth to sort for themselves, to fight for themselves, let's go on. Mentoring young Africans in school using a multidisciplinary approach can be an effective technique for combating poverty. This method entails not only mentoring, but also promoting social inequality, social disparity, jobs creation, and community involvement, particularly through nonprofits and non-government organizations. The focus area, which could include developing skills in digital literacy, entrepreneurship, and STEM. And I hope our university this day will be so much pushing STEM instead of something which kind of pushing other courses that need to be withdrawn from the system, as well as offering access to resources and opportunities not generally available in the surrounding environment. To understand the complex causes of poverty and find complete solution, a multidisciplinary approach that includes subjects such as sociology, psychology, economics, and political science is very, very essential, very vital. This entails tackling poverty impact on human rights, identifying root causes, and implementing solutions that encourage economic growth, provide social protection, and empower community. Through programs of upskilling and reskilling, artificial intelligence is transforming entrepreneurship and innovation. That is what I witnessed here in South Korea. They are very silent. They don't tell, they don't shout, but everything talk of that digital economy is top. And these are young guys that they're using to achieve all this. Programs of upscaling and reskilling, artificial intelligence transforming entrepreneurship and innovation. This entails providing individuals with the skills required to use AI technology and manage the quickly growing AI-driven economy. AI-powered platform can personalize learning, identify skill gaps, and recommend tailored learning courses, which make upskilling more efficient and effective, which I've witnessed. And I want InnovationBed to take this point very serious. AI platform can personalize learning, which you have done, identify skill gap, have you, and recommend tailored learning courses to universities. Let them withdraw some courses. I'm shocked. I came to Nigeria to some university, even to NUC, and they're still telling me the courses about almost 30 years ago that I left the university, and they're still teaching this people with the same course content. How do they want to compare with somebody in Korea that did not go to university but is an expert in programming? How do you want your graduates that learn everything in the university to compete with this kind of guy? He will employ him. In fact, not even employ him. He will, I don't know. We need to withdraw some courses if we really want to mentor these youth from leaving the university and be entrepreneurs themselves. Here's a closer look at how a multidisciplinary approach might be effective. I have two ways, I think, 2 points I raised there. One is social inequality, social disparity, and poverty eradication. The second one is multidisciplinary approach. That is a closer look on multi-approach might be effective. How can it be effective? So I came out with 2 points. The first one is social disparity and poverty eradication. Under this, we have the mentorship, which is engaging youth with role models and mentors who can offer advice, support, and encouragement. Then I have the second one under that social disparity and poverty eradication, which is job creation. Provide students with the necessary skills and information to acquire work or create their own enterprises. Provide students with the necessary skills and information to acquire work or create their own enterprises. Then the third point on that social disparity and poverty eradication is social support. Make opportunities, networks, and resources accessible to that so that the cycle of poverty can be broken. Make opportunity, networks, and resources accessible so that the cycle of poverty can be broken. Then the second point, second approach, which is multidisciplinary approach. The first one is academic quality. The second one is skill training. The third one is community involvement. And the last one is partnership. Then under the academic quality, I explained something. Prioritize enhancing academic performance and results by providing access to high quality education, tutoring, and mentoring. Prioritize enhancing academic performance and result by providing access to high quality education, tutoring, and mentoring. Skill training. educate people in STEM. STEM means science, technology, engineering, management, and educate people in STEM, entrepreneurship, digital literacy, and other in-demand fields, that is in-demand majors, in-demand courses, in-demand something. Then under community involvement, collaborate with local businesses, local organizations, local companies, civil associations, and government groups to establish a network of support for youth. Then the last one, which is partnership, connect with NGOs and NPOs and other groups to combine resources and expertise. For instance, like a post, for instance, InnovationBed should put a post like what the video they just showed us before I kickstart. They should give us a platform, a show on their platform, social media and everything. They should promote what the youth can benefit. They should do a lot of promotion on social media so that most of the youth, in fact, I find out that we thought we're using mobile phone here. I mean, phone a lot in the, including the oldies. You understand? In the underground train, the speed train that entered in South Korea, I can tell you that everyone was glued to the phone. There's no laptop. Everybody's checking on this. So if we can promote the social media, that means that someone in Korea can have access to information about InnovationBedAI. And you can have them coming up, signing up to learn from there. So then specific example in the above, that is a X on using, that is example on using multidisciplinary approach. Example is digital literacy, entrepreneurship, STEM education. Encourage students interest in math, science, technology, and engineering through free trips, workshop, and experimental learning. That is practical learning, not just talk, practical learning like I witnessed here. Then access to resources, make computer, the internet library, and other tools available so that youth can try. So InnovationBed, try and get one of the best e-library, free e-library resource available for the youth to tap into and get information on any kind of programming, any kind of courses they want to learn. They can download books and read. Then digital literacy, teaching you digital marketing, internet usage, and computer skill can open up new prospects for them. Then here is a closer look at how AI is influencing innovation and entrepreneurship. For you can understand that I broke this thing into two parts. That is that multidimensional and AI power innovation. The multidisciplinary approach is the one I just finished taking. I want to explain a closer look on AI, how AI is influencing innovation and entrepreneur. There are two approaches I brought in here. I mean, 4 approaches. The first one is AI as a catalyst for entrepreneurship, as a catalyst. And the second one, AI power upskilling and reskilling. And the third one is like example of AI entrepreneurship. I will give an example on that. The future of work and entrepreneur, that's AI driven, which I'm witnessing or my research study. Under AI as a catalyst for entrepreneurship, we have accelerating innovations, which I witnessed or where I've gone to. AI can assist entrepreneurs in finding new ventures, making better decisions, and boosting company performance. Then facilitating business transformation. AI can evaluate and guide business transitions, allow organizations to adapt to changing market needs and discover new markets. Then supporting entrepreneurial education. AI can be tailored, can tailor learning experiences, making it easier for entrepreneurs to gain the skill required to thrive. So under AI, that is AI as a catalyst. AI power upskilling and reskilling, personalized learning, which I foresee or see InnovationBed to be a personalized learning platform. AI-powered platform may assess individual talents, preference, and industry trend, and offer personalized learning pathway. Yes, that is under personalized learning. And then identifying skill gaps. AI can recognize knowledge gaps and recommend micro courses or other learning material to fill those gaps. I think this one, you can find this one in, was it Udemy or Coursera? That there's a kind of gaps, the kind of graph or whatever, you input your intro or whatever. So you'll be able to tell you the kind of, oh, go for this course, take this ones and all that, like a survey, like a gap. So if AI can help you to identify that kind of skill gaps, efficient skill development, AI can automate the evaluation process for micro-credentialing programs, making it easier, more accessible to demonstrate mastery over certain skills. Let me just give an example of AI entrepreneurship so that some people can get some of my ideas. Some of my ideas. Let me just example of AI in entrepreneurship. Because of the students here, you can take this thing down if you have the time to do that. One, AI-driven manufacturing transformation, if you want to do it. There's what we call the EIT Deep Tech Talent Initiative. EIT Deep Tech Talent Initiative emphasizes the use of AI for reskilling and upskilling in manufacturing. So if you are into that, make your research on that. AI power platform from learning, platform like Coursera, Udemy. There's what we call skill graph. Yes, skill graph may access and tailor an employee's existing ability and recommend micro courses. So you can also exploit that. Then the fourth one, the future of work and entrepreneurship. Let me say the future of work and entrepreneurship. One, collaboration between humans and AI. In the future of work, human and AI will most likely collaborate to generate innovative solutions. It's happening. So we need to double up. Sincerely, in the future, AI and human, they will sit down together to generate innovation solutions, which is already happening, but it's going to be like a viral. As time goes on, you will say that I told you because of what I'm witnessing. High-value jobs. AI-driven entrepreneurship has the potential to create high-value jobs and accelerate the growth of successful firms. Then the last one, adaptability and agility. If you can see, there's a company, there's an NGO in the US that is called African Agility for the girls tech. If you see what they're doing, it's very amazing. So entrepreneurs must be adaptable and agile in the face of rapid technology advances. So I've been able to break down two, which is approaches through multidisciplinary and approaches through AI influenced innovation. So let me round up. Let me go on and round up what I need to give. Schools can fight poverty. Schools can fight poverty and empower young Africans to reach their full potential by employing a multidisciplinary approach that includes mentorship, social assistance, and skill development. I hope the society, the African voice, everyone can support this, my point, which is schools, universities, name them, can fight poverty and empower young Africans to reach their full potential by employing a multidisciplinary approach that includes mentorship, social assistance, and skill development. And then here's a detailed look at our innovation bed. Here's a detailed look at how innovation bed can use a multidisciplinary approach which can be effective. And also other universities can take this approach too to help their institution. One is academic guidance and education. Academic guidance and education for future chances and to end the circle of poverty. It is essential to guarantee access to high quality education. Offer additional assistance to students who are having academic difficulty, that they are slow. They are very, very slow. Those academic difficulties, they are very slow to learning. And build a solid educational foundation. Just are offering resources like books and educational materials, mentored by college students and tutoring programs. Please, Innovation Bed, other university, everyone here, the first thing is that academic guidance and education. We can use that at least to end the cycle of poverty. The second one is vocational training and skill development, giving young people employable skills that are valued both inside and outside of their community. You know, sometimes it's very, very alarming. Some people will say they are doing vocational training, and you're teaching young guys that have energy, that they bring in, how to make soup. You know, I'm just how to make soap in this age. So you want the guy to go out there and make soap, and the soap, you're not teaching them or giving them more enhance that this soap, you can enhance it to be a world-class kind of soap productions you can generate. So they end up making soap, like liquid soap, and be selling it on the road for cars or for those car wash to buy. Well, you try to help the society, but you have not ended the poverty in that life. Because a time will come, the guy will get fed up doing the same thing the same time, all over again. So what I'm saying, give young people employable skills that are valuable inside and employable skills. Please note that. Then the third one is leadership and character development. I think that's what is needed in African youth. I've moved around Africa, a lot of African countries, and I find out that they need that character development. Fostering in young people a sense of responsibility, positive attitude, and strong leadership ability. For instance, fostering a feeling of purpose. Let them have a purpose, community service initiative, and youth leadership programs. Let them keep bringing leadership programs. Train them to be a leader. At least some of them may not end up being a tech, but they may end up being a leader. And they will help us to drive the right policy. Access to technology. The fourth one is access to technology and resources. Granting young people access to technology, online learning environments, and other tools that can support their learning, connect them to the outside world, and keep them informed. This includes giving people access to computer, the internet, training in digital literacies, and scholarship for colleges. Let me tell you something why I said you can't believe that. I was shocked that some of the university in Africa, I don't want to mention the country, I don't want to make, but you can't believe that they don't even have online learning environment at all for the students. There's not even this, and they are not ready to collaborate with outside world. They don't have it. If you tell them, do you have no? Okay, show me one of them that said, oh, we have online platform. Show me, let me see it. And proudly they show me. I was crying. I say, are you sure? Who developed this? Is it a secondary school student or a primary school student? And you're proud of this? Is it learning platform? He said, and from there, they will connect through Zoom. I said, at this time, you're not training them even to build their own Zoom for the university, to build a Zoom for the university to be using. Because I remember my own university, we built a virtual classroom for ourselves. I got them the platform, the virtual VPS, and it was built. It was being used. And now we have enhanced it to a digital platform now that incorporates online blended learning. You understand? And then you see, we are developing because the students are thinking, they are complaining, and we're working on their complaints to give them a platform. But in the university in Africa, something needs to be done. They are not learning. And a lot of money the government has given those ones that are receiving money, and the private too. They are not even doing. Private university having a kind of riff-raff learning platform that the student cannot be proud of. So access to technical resources is very big. Give them online learning and other tools that can support their learning. Collaborations and community engagement. Establishing a collaborative and encouraging environment for youth to flourish. Please, let them collaborate. For instance, now, my own university, you can't believe that I signed up with another university in Pakistan, and I said, okay, fine. This university, what is your expert? Their expert is into holistic psychology, psychiatrics, and so many holistic masters, so many other, when it talk to all this workforce mentality and all those ones. I say, fantastic. I said, okay, fine. Can I meet with the founder of the University Institute and let us talk? We spoke and it's okay, fine. This aspect of you, we will bring our student in, you train them, you understand, with your own students. So there will be a kind of cultural, they will learn, they'll meet your student. And if possible, they can come over to Pakistan and learn some other things there. They were very happy. We signed a deal. And by God's grace, end of this month, April, some of my public health students, public health science students will be joining those classes to learn some holistic psychology, psychiatrics, and all those ones. And there's going to be a kind of collaboration. Even students want to do it directly, we hook up. And I told them, none of my lecturer who have expertise, professor who have expertise in this, we take part. No, whether the English is clear or not clear, we have a platform that births the student. When you don't understand it virtually, you go there and get a video and learn, because the lecturer can, and you can see we created alternative for them, but it's the Pakistan that will train them. So let's establish a collaborative and encouraging environment for youth to flourish. Don't cage them because of your university. No university will take them away from you. They are your students. They will not this thing. No, they will not. Don't have that mentality. Allow them to collaborate with other universities, to learn from them too, what they are learning. And then before you know it, when they come out, they flourish. And they will always make reference to the university they're coming from, that they made them. And everything they become is as a result of the university. So with this, I will hand it with this word. Thank you for listening to me. And I'm happy I'm able to put some point down. Mentoring young Africans in school using a multidisciplinary approach can be an effective method of combating poverty by providing them with the skills, opportunity, and an upbeat mentality. Additionally, embracing AI-powered upskilling and reskilling allow entrepreneurs to stay ahead of the curve, develop more effectively, and succeed in the AI-powered economy. With this, I want to say thank you for giving me time. Thank you for listening to me. I wish you all happy deliberations. And Mr. Amos, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to express myself. This was put together under a few hours because of time difference. And thank you very much, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Professor Lutimo. Thank you. Obviously, it can be less. I know the passion and I know where you are coming from. Professor Oluremi Olutimo is the president and the chancellor of High Stone International University in California, United States. So he's actually been on this vision for quite a while, and I can imagine by how much he's been able to put this out within a very short time. And before I call on my next speaker, Mr. Aslan Dawood, after which I get to the academia, and then the ICT industry and large, I want to recognize the UN World Summit Award Youth Ambassadors on the call. Now I have Samuel Johnson. Just say hi.
Hi.
Johnson, you pulled a show last year at the University of Lagos. How were you able to do that? Great, great. Don't worry, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. The whole institution was quite proud of you, and the event was romantic. I can imagine the kind of relationship even with the deputy and vice chancellor across the university within the last quarter. It was grand. Thank you so much there. Another World Summit youth ambassador in the house. I have Moses Amos. Who else? I think Moses Amos is actually undergoing some program already right now for me. I have Justina Omenihu, another World Summit ambassador in the house. Omenihu, please, just a word.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from.
Excellent. I'll come to you much later on. Please, let's have Aslan Dawood. Aslan Dawood will be speaking on behalf of Professor Amjad Umar, the lead and head of graduate studies at the Harrisburg University of Science and Tech, and the convener and the coordinator of the NGA Institute. Aslan Dawood.
Thank you very much, Amos, and good morning and good afternoon, good evening, everyone from my side. I'm currently in London, and I'm trying to convey the message from Dr. Umar. We are all missing Dr. Umar at the moment. He's having some health issues at the moment, so hopefully we will be able to see him soon in our next webinar. And I will try to make my talk very short and briefly because I really have to go somewhere. It's Easter Monday here in London, so but anyways, what I'm trying to convey the message is for absolutely of NGE Institute that we are going to launch in Nigeria, and our main goal and target is to launch the AI related courses in Nigeria so that we can teach the students, we can provide them the hands-on training. We already have our platform ready, which is called the Space Environment, through which any entrepreneur can go through, learn about the business, implement different AI strategies, and learn how you can run a successful business anywhere across the globe using our space4ict.com website. And I'm sure, and I wish that Professor Umar should be here and provide us more insights about the platform, but I think because of the time, I may not take like a longer time, but I think this is all from my side. Thank you very much, Amos, and thank you very much also, Professor. I was listening to his talk very carefully, and he provided us very good insights about the AI and how South Korea is following some great principles, and I'm sure that we can actually replicate all of these things in Africa. And we are our direct, we are as an NG Institute are really like a direct partner to Amos and the Innovation Bed. And I'm sure, and I'm very much hopeful that together we can make a very good impact all over Africa. So thank you very much, Amos, for providing me this opportunity again. And this is all from my side. So.
Oh, great. Thank you, Aslan. I know the project we have in partnership with NGA Institute is quite grand and great, and that is why we are actually up for collaborations with as many institutions as possible. So the African cohorts can begin to run any moment from now. Thank you. Once again, please, I quite appreciate your time. I know how tight it was, but then, of course, today being Easter, the program has to be that we have to intervene in their initial algorithm, and we are still on top of that. Thank you so very much. Please, let me just give the next speakers now to, I want to actually get to speak with our academia. Let me just get to engage Alhaji Kofa Musa. Alhaji Kofa Musa, your perspective. Please just help us with your proper introduction, your school, and what do you feel about this level of collaboration? Artificial intelligence is not new. We've been talking about this, but you see the dangerous trend we see about how the real practical intervention of artificial intelligence, how this go with our young people, is that one dangerous trend is that we now see many of these young people engaging the internet almost every portal that is free for downloading contents, reading them, downloading certificates. And there's this trend that people within an hour or two are now able to download hundreds, in dozens of certificates, and they are now carrying shoulders as if these are new assets. This really does not portray the new level of productivity, but the issue is by how well and how much of the lessons or education of artificial intelligence that they've been able to use this to intervene or transform their original career, whether in a polytechnic setting, a university setting, or some other form of tertiary education. Mr. Musa, Gofa? I'm actually at this time wanting to run the academia. So we may also want to hear from Bell University. What's your feeling? What's the school doing? What's your aspiration? What do you think? What are they thinking in Bell University, for instance? Do I have Mountaintop University here? Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sorry for the initial technical glitch. So I want to use this medium to thank the organizers of this program. It's thought-provoking.
Your sound is gone. Okay, you're muted. You are muted, sir. Can you unmute yourself, sir?
Again, I'm sorry again. So we found out that some of the cutting-edge technologies in the area of research are powered by artificial intelligence systems. So and these has significantly improved, the collaboration of the academics with people practicing in the industry. It has actually closed the gap between the academic and the industry. For instance, in Best University of Technology here, we have demonstrated capability for some of the artificial intelligence systems, like systems used for predictive modeling. Although in terms of the financial implications, we are yet to get to the prototyping stage, whereby we can actually come up with physical prototypes of how these systems work. But on paper, we have demonstrated the applicability in terms of simulation, a lot of predictive model that can be used for maintenance purposes in the oil and gas sectors, for predicting pipeline gas leakage, and so on and so forth. We have also demonstrated the use of artificial intelligence that can enhance assembly operation in the train stations, train assembly operations. So, so in terms of research, artificial intelligence has been very helpful. And recently, we also talked about the link between the digital twin technology and the artificial intelligence, which allow us to simulate some of the models developed artificially through artificial intelligence. So, and in terms of the innovation, we also find that some of the emerging technologies now, artificial intelligence provides the opportunity, to really test the applicability. So it has found significant deployment in terms of research, in terms of innovation. So this kind of seminar that we have today, like I've mentioned, is thought-provoking, is a sort of eye-opener that there is no boundary to the application of artificial intelligence. I've been able to take 1 or 2 points down, which I will relate to the Vice Chancellor, whom I'm representing today, on how we can take it all further. We need to extend the application now to some other areas that have been mentioned today, and to see how some of these technologies we talk about can move from the level we have to the prototyping stage. So I believe that when we get to the prototyping stage, we'll be able to really get some of the benefits, the significance of the technology we talk about.
Excellent.
So once again, I want to thank you, sir, for this privilege.
Thank you so very much, Prof. Thank you so very much, Prof. And obviously, we'll get back and we'll share more. Any more from the academia? Do I have Elijah Kufa available? From the academia, not in any other. Anyone can. So that I can pick on the next. Okay. I've had the president of ITAN. I think at this stage, Dr. Ayola. Please, you can just open the floor. Please give us your word. Give us your word as an ICT Association leader. Also in the house, let me just introduce that I also have Dr. Abimbola Adbioye. That is the president of ISPON. He's currently in Accra, and I do have a representative in the house. He's being represented by Mr. He's being represented by, sorry, I'll get that, Mr. Joseph Umo. Mr. Joseph Umo will do his message soon. But Dr. Ayola, your comments is our ICT associations in the country. Are we ripe for mentoring and making sure the next generation can survive? Even let's look at the cost. I sometime last year had to go do a postgraduate program, and it was almost taking me almost 2 points or almost 3 million because I wanted to do a program on artificial intelligence. And if you can imagine, every young person in the universities today needs those basic things, and perhaps not those things they just go to download within an hour or two on the internet. They need real drilling, real complete education on artificial intelligence for them to make sense and go back to their course curriculum and be able to transform what they are supposed to do about it. So, Dr. Sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Amos. It's been very interesting listening to the speakers so far. Obviously, being in the industry for many years, I'd like to look at things from a very practical point of view. When I look at the theme, mentoring young Africans in schools to fight poverty through multidisciplinary AI-powered innovation and entrepreneurship upskilling, the tendency from my discussions with various people, both young and old, the thinking about AI is that they need to be programmers. But looking at this title, it says AI-powered innovation and entrepreneurship upskilling. And that is, for me, where the main, if you like, the main meat is. The main opportunity for entrepreneurial activity lies. But I'll just quickly, just recap on the some of the discussions that we're going to have on the role of ICT leadership in fostering AI-powered innovation and digital entrepreneurship. And this underlines that the ICT leadership is where the crux of the matter is when we look at development in Nigeria, and indeed around the world, because without the right leadership, AI will exist, but will not benefit the people or the nations the way AI can benefit them. When we look at the policies and frameworks for developing AI-powered digital entrepreneurs, I'm always very a little bit skeptical about policies, because sometimes people think policies have a life of their own, but policies generally are just, if you like, simple guidelines. But the implementation of the policies requires a great deal of work, determination, commitment, very time consuming to implement policies, because people generally, their natural form, if you like, is to do whatever makes them happy at that point in time. The policies try and bring all the thought into if you like, a defined tunnel that has been designed to be the most efficient vehicle to take us, the nation, the industry, from point A to Z, in the shortest possible time, at the least possible cost, and with the least pain as well. Bridging the gap between, for example, academic and industry for tech-driven career information. That's an area that I would have to put some more thought to, because that's, I can talk about that from a very practical point of view as well, bridging the gap. And I'll address that in my remarks that will follow hereafter. Well, I dived straight into it, didn't I? But let me start again. Good day to everybody, esteemed colleagues, innovators, industry leaders, industry champions, academic masters. Good day to you all. My name is Dr. Emmanuel Olarewaju Ayola, and I'm the president of ITAN. I also happen to be the CEO of Tranta IT. So as we explore the theme of mentoring young Africans through AI-powered multidisciplinary innovation and entrepreneurship, it is important to recognize the strategic role of ICT leadership in shaping this transformation. Firstly, ICT leaders must go beyond infrastructure and access. They must actively champion affordable access to global knowledge systems. In Nigeria, while our ICT market is growing with projections of over $76 billion by 2030, over 70% of our young tech talent remain uncertified due to high cost foreign currency barriers and limited local support for global ICT certifications. You see, on this particular point, isn't it quite amazing? A country of over 200 million people having its own currency in an IT world, which is a global village, is forced to pay sometimes the equivalent of a person's 1 year's salary in order to pay for a certification from an OEM that benefits substantially from people in that country being certified, first of all, knowledgeable, and then certified, so that banks and other companies would be interested in buying their software. But they put this barrier limiting the number of people that can actually learn and become certified in those applications, it's crazy. It's certainly something that the Information Technology Association of Nigeria, ITAN, will be focusing its attention on, because it's unfair. Our currency has been devalued, and our opportunity should not be allowed to be devalued, because we are being severely overcharged for IT or ICT education, including AI education, and certifications that will come from those courses thereof. So I think that's something that we should look into. Now, ICT associations must drive policies that lower entry barriers for IT and AI upskilling by partnering with international bodies to accept payments for certifications in Naira, offer subsidized programs, and certify local learning providers. This is how we democratize access to IT and AI education and digital entrepreneurship training. Secondly, we must push for frameworks that integrate innovation, a framework where AI, cybersecurity, cloud, and software skills are embedded into secondary and tertiary curricula, with pathways that lead directly into job markets. These frameworks must be co-designed by industry and government, with feedback loops that reward innovation and measurable career outcomes. For too many years in Nigeria, the academia has been isolated in a way, or they have isolated themselves from industry. I presume the thinking is that because academia resides in the citadels of knowledge, that maybe academia knows more than most other people. And in many cases, that is true. However, I find that to be more true when you look at postgraduate courses, postgraduate degrees, and definitely true when you look at research. But in the undergraduate programs, that is not true. In the undergraduate program should be tailored specifically to create two types of people. One, people that would be useful to industry, or to, immediately useful, not useful after 4 years more training. And then two, people that would feed back into academia to ensure that the lecturers and the professors, the pipeline for creating good lecturers and good professors remains, intact, is sustainable. Which is why in the UK, for example, you have some universities that are very, very practical oriented. If you go to those universities, you come out with, equipped to enter industry. In other universities, you come out ready to go into, become a PhD, become research scientists and so on, not directly linked to industry, but indirectly so because they sponsor those programs anyway. So finally, bridging the gap between academia and industry requires us to reposition schools as talent pipelines, not just knowledge hubs. ICT associations, tech firms, and training institutions must regularly engage universities, organize career immersion programs, sponsor innovation challenges, and fund hackathons that connect academic theory to real-world industry demand. We have the tools, we have the people. Let us now build the structure that makes AI-powered innovation a career path, not just a passion. In doing so, we will not only fight poverty, but also create a generation that leads Africa's digital economy. Now, one last word before I close. I am quite amazed at how slowly we in Nigeria, for one, and perhaps in Africa, are adopting AI as a money-making tool. I remember recently, I wanted to prepare to build a website. A company that I formed, a company that was designed to funnel funds from around the world into Africa. And a friend of mine said his son was in that sort of business, build websites, and that his son could build a website in 1 minute. To be quite frank, I laughed. Okay, it didn't take 1 minute. 5 minutes later, I sent him my write-up. 5 minutes later, he sends me a link to the website. And it was a good one, an information website. And I was amazed. So I turned around and I challenged my own internal people that if somebody in the United States can build a website in between 1 to 5 minutes, why is it taking us 3 weeks? So I challenged them that they have 10 minutes to that website, and I send them the same information that I send the other fellow. They did it. The website was marvelous. It needed some tweaking, but it was actually quite marvelous. And that's what used to take 3 weeks, sometimes 3 months. You see, AI as a tool can create such wealth. Now, such tools may not be as competitive and cost-effective as in the United States and in Europe and so on, because the manpower in the United States and Europe is already very expensive. So even that simple service would cost hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars in many cases. But in Nigeria and many other countries where we have the cost advantage of we have the cost advantage, well, if you like, of a devalued currency. We have a fantastic opportunity to really generate huge amounts of revenue by serving the world utilizing AI. And this I don't have 1 hour to talk. Otherwise, we would have gone through a practical step-by-step, if you like, I don't know whether to call it an analysis or a catalog of businesses that can be established in less than 1 month, literally just having a smartphone or having a laptop preferably, and being able to deliver services all over the world. And having said that, we're already on it. And I'm expecting that all the IT companies and ICT companies in Nigeria will join ITAN and will basically show them how to make money and how to make bread and butter money. In other words, money that will continuously come while they focus on the big contracts with the big banks and so on. That's fine. But meanwhile, there's an army of young entrepreneurs that are sitting there and wondering, how can I make money? Well, with AI, that's really quite easy. But it requires some thought. There's nothing that's easy without thought, training, preparation, planning, mentoring, and so on. So I think the ICT leadership in Nigeria and around the world needs to become more practical, focus on more practical solutions. We need to empower the people. We need to empower them to sustain themselves, to build new businesses. And of course, the programming and the coding is important, of course. But really, if you don't have the money to design a car, it doesn't mean you can't go into the transportation business. If you don't have the money to develop your own AI platform, it doesn't mean you can't take somebody else's platform and make money from it, and then provide yourself with the resources so you can go and build your own platform and your own home-based platform that you can sell in your own currency and benefit your own nation from local sales and international sales. Mr. Amos and dear colleagues, I hope I haven't gone too far off topic, but indeed, I've been an entrepreneur since I was, I think, 14 years old. I tell the story many a time, and this is important. I wasn't satisfied with my pocket money. I felt I was a bit more than that. You know, it just didn't allow me to do what I wanted to do. So I went to work in the kitchen, washing plates and things like that in the school. And then I found out from there that there was an opportunity to provide people with food. I didn't go and start a restaurant. I went and asked Chinese and takeaway and Indian takeaways if they would sell me food on credit and the taxi and so on and so forth. I opened up a business supplying food. I was able to multiply my pocket money by a factor of 10. And then I had enough money to do what I wanted to do. Necessity drives people to do things. The need to grow the industry, the need to grow revenue, the need to grow opportunity or create opportunity, the need to have young people who are not idle. It's amazing how many people I come across in Nigeria waiting for an opportunity to go to a university who will now teach them how to become academics. How many jobs are there in academia? I mean, you know, every professor I meet is above 50. So been in that business for a long time. The queue is long. So we must stop teaching people how to be academics. We must teach people how to be practical, how to make money using tools. So make them experts at using tools. And there will be those people with that special acumen, incredible genius that can go and be, you know, fantastic code writers and systems analysts and so on and so forth. So I think that we need to rethink things. We need to go back to the drawing board because we're always in danger of, you know, knowledge. What knowledge? With what objective? You know, if you go through a performance management process, it says that whatever you're doing, whatever policies, whatever KPIs you come up with, must lead to help you to help the company achieve its objectives. What are the objectives of your country? In my case, Nigeria. What are the objectives of in terms of what do you want to do for the young people? What do you want to do for academia? And so on and so forth. So once those objectives are sorted out, then I think everybody in this room is more than intelligent enough to figure out what we need to do. Sorry for taking so long, but thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so very much. I will now invite the president of ISPON. I will invite the president of ISPON, Mr. Joseph Umo. Thank you, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Amos.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I'm representing Mr. Bimba Abioye.
I think we lost him.
Okay, it looks he has problem with the sound.
Let someone else present. Let's check my network. I'm having a little challenge with my network.
Oh,
please.
excellent, excellent.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, very well.
Please,
But I can see your voice, your sound wasn't really moving properly. Okay, someone can take over now, I guess. Right.
Yes,
okay.
please.
All right, please. Okay, let me seize this opportunity to speak with let me take this opportunity to speak with the Catholic University of Mozambique. Makatange from Catholic University of Mozambique, sir.
Hello, Professor. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. So I was just following the presentation, but the last presentation from Professor Emmanuel touched me because when he was saying we have to teach people to be academic. So that is expression, it touched me because some of us, we are cheating because of cheating. We are not teaching our students to be academic nowadays. That's why I appreciate it very much. And I request to continue in that way. Thank you very much.
That was okay. Thank you so very much, sir. We will actually engage you more with the Catholic University in Mozambique. Any other from the academia? Yeah, University of Ilorin, yes. You know, University of Ilorin spoke the last time. Do we have any other school to speak, please? Yeah, we've actually listened to Mr. Professor Tanimola Akonde from University of Ilorin the last time. We're expecting, please, if you have Ahmadu Bello University, the director, innovation, if you're in the house, because the emails may not, or the handles may not make me try to identify you properly. Please just signify. Okay, and Mr. Moore, when you think you are okay, you can let me know. Let me just go back to share with you the goals of the World Summit briefly. Once again, I will share my screen again. Okay, right. I will share my screen to say that in Africa, we're actually trying to see how we engage all the youths, whether at work, at school, and of course, we actually can't go this alone. We need to do it together. In the tertiary institutions, the administrators need to do this with us. Parents need to do this with us, and so on and so forth. So particularly using the model for the application for Nigeria, I'm actually searching for innovative digital solutions with positive social impact. And the World Summit Award is an award system that highlights innovative digital solutions from the UN member states with positive social impact in their local communities. WSA's 8 categories align with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And sometimes we want to ask, what does a winning solution look like? how do you feel a solution, or how could a solution win? From the national experts' purview, we need to confirm that it is a digital solution, not just a web page or a social media pointer. That it's fully functioning, and in the market, they must be making some traction before, because it's a global competition, this award system is. So prototypes are not acceptable. It must be products that are actually creating and solving problems in your local community. Now, it must have been launched in less than 3 years ago, and it has a measure of positive impact in the society. It is contributing to one or more of the UN Sustainable Goals. It is innovative, creatively using technology for positive social impact. It is appropriate for the local context and target group, that it is also user-friendly and works without major interruptions and bugs. So these are features of what an innovation can possibly be. And the next thing we want to ask are our kind of people as Africans, young people, can they also innovate? You know? Yes, they can. Now, sometimes they also want to ask, what is the need for them? So, for instance, if you have innovations that you can apply in this year's edition, and it wins for the next year, 2026, Congress announcements, you are entitled to travel support grants and accommodation to the WSA Congress in 2026, depending on what country is hosting. Global recognition and a platform to share your best practice with global audience. Networking with the WSA community, committed to sustainable development with professionals from governments and businesses, NGOs, international organizations, and more. Mentoring, pitch training, and workshops. 2 winning solution examples are, for instance, we have, like last year, we have the Totoy that simplifies content into easy to understand language in 18 languages. These are things that some people have done in their local environment, and they are solving problems of their local communities. Now, when we have what we call fill a gap, is that you are actually looking at solutions that people have innovated and must be solving a particular problems identified in our society. So there is no point when these solutions are not applied, when we know that there is an innovation and you are not applying it to the problems of the society. That's actually what brings about to our partnership with as many universities as possible across Africa, that is actually between this mentorship program versus your institution. And that is the only way to go. And we can actually share some of our relationship. And when we have one of the vice chancellors at the University of Lagos, and of course several other institutions, okay, that we can actually be, like for particularly in Nigeria, this is the link that a Nigerian innovator can update and apply in other African countries. If you have any other African country, I will always refer you to the national expert of that country across Africa. Every African country has a national expert. Okay? Now, we're happy to have welcomed Nuhu Bamali Polytechnic, University of Ilorin. We're happy to also have had feedbacks from Ahmadu Bello University, and of course, the Catholic University, the Universidad Católica de Mozambique. And we actually cherish these relationships, and we are growing them. And even at the senior and government, even though we don't do much of government, because we create these gaps because government people have not been very responsible. And I say this with all due respect. But then some of them whom we can identify with have been those who have appreciated and can honorably identify our interventions. Like in the past year or two, a sitting governor of Zamfara State had to even close down, had to do a public announcement to ensure that all universities, all tertiary institutions in Zamfara State should close down just because we were having mentoring for them virtually for 3 days. And we recorded well over 1,000 students across several institutions in the States. So, and in the terms of awareness, Nigeria has done quite a lot in the area of awareness, and it was reported some time ago that Nigeria leads in the area of innovation tech scouting, which is what I do on volunteerism. No one spends a dime on what I do. To scale to the project I'm doing now is the reason why we have to go at the level of collaborating with institutions and driving this dream with these young people, irrespective of what their cost of study is in any university across Africa. And we drive this with many others. As you can see, and from the last presentation, the last time, we are building innovators across verticals. Is it in open government and citizens engagement? You identify people who are doing one thing or the other. If you all are familiar with budgets, budget is one of the discoveries on this platform, and several others. We have the iPolice mobile, under education, under health and lifestyle, business and commerce. Health and lifestyle, you have several. Omami, for instance, Check It App, and several apps that are doing one thing or the other in different aspects, under different part of the economy. And we drive more of these relationships across the entire length and breadth of the African society. I'll just stop here for now and take more of the comments. Right. Who else I can identify in the house? Okay, Precious, as you just, I think, I don't know how you've been with us for a long time. Precious, how are you? Can you introduce yourself? Precious, Azon actually is on the network. Yeah, we did some work on you, and you are on the Innovation Network. And please share your stories about how you feel that mentorship should go to young people. You are young. How could young people be helped or be assisted the more? How are you? Go ahead.
My name is Precious of Bank. We learn online skills, use and get content. Young people, and then we another is there.
Okay. Okay, are you still there? All right. Okay, in the house. Also, let me welcome Timmy Tope. Mr. Timmy Tope, I call that name Ozzy. It sounds more French. Kindly correct me. As a colleague and friend there, Timmy Tope Ozzy. How are you doing, sir? Okay, Precious is back.
The name is Temitope Awusi.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. I've always in French. You know, when you say AU in French, you say O. Right. Okay, I think our young friend is been on. Okay, Precious, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I'll just be brief because of my network here. My name is Precious. I'm founder of Bankable, and I founded one of the largest e-learning platform for young people in Africa. The challenge with young people need a lot of money because the traditional school system that the curriculum has been modeled the way that we get that from school. They don't have sufficient skill sets to compete in the economical market. I won't say labor market because whether they want to go as founders, innovators. I, as myself, I had to learn a lot of things myself, e-learning platforms, learning from Udemy, Coursera, different high-profile learning and global fellowships too. I use those stuff to hone my skills to be able to compete in the global market. So young people need all the mentorship, but most times they don't come to seek the mentorship. So we have more of the older ones that are the ones that, yeah, they know what they want, they come to seek it. The young people are full of passion, zeal, and so it's on hands to organize the young people, vet their processes, and also try mentorship processes on the entrepreneurial journey and in their innovation journey too. Thank you. I hope my voice was clear. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so very much there. Let me just give the floor to another person, Abubakar Ibrahim. Abubakar Ibrahim, I guess that should be one of the World Youth Ambassadors. Abubakar Ibrahim, a word from you. And please, let's just take the youth ambassadors right now. Let's talk, Abubakar. Your comments, you followed up with the session. And you are doing a great work in Zamfara State currently. Can you speak to your state or any other, and of course, even what you do? I got a signal that you have already submitted the products for the current competition. Abubakar Ibrahim, are you there?
Yes, my name is Abubakar Ibrahim. Can you hear me? Hello?
Please go ahead. Go
Not
ahead.
too clear. A little clear.
My name is Abubakar Ibrahim. I'm calling you from Abuja, Nigeria. So I'm ambassador on AI and machine learning and data science. I think the advice that I'm going to give our youth is that they should go to, we are in all of technology now, so everything is becoming technology. So my advice is that they should utilize their time, the resources that they get while they're in their IT places or doing their IT. So when they take a chance, because when you encounter a lot of things, normally when they're doing their studies or internships in their places, I try to utilize my own time to put them through the technological aspect. Because some of the youth, you see them, they have the resources, they have the time, but normally they don't utilize because of what? We see them on social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, but they come to a working place, they don't utilize time. So I get to understand that why not when you come to a place, you tend to learn, right? Probably you tend to a place with no difference, resources or anything besides that. Why not just put it on yourself that you want to learn something, then to have the time and start learning on the technological aspect like AI, machine learning, data science. We have a lot of like platforms in cyber security and a lot of things. So what I do is that people that are interested, so I put them through like best learning, Udemy, like Coursera, Amazon, and a lot of things. And some of them have gotten far. So I think youth of today, we need to be part of technological aspect because we are in a world of technology now. So everything is becoming technology. You can put yourself in any line of work as a technological aspect now. So I think that one will fight a lot of. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so very much. You have actually been building a community, and I'm sure it's growing. And I'm happy if you have presented, as you've said, that you have actually presented in the current edition. So let me also listen to Justina Omeni, who you are coming from the point of an innovator. Can you just share with us, Justina Omeni, who? And Mr. Joseph Umoy, if you think you are ready, let me know. Just give me a buzz. Okay, I can also identify, oh, Melanie. Long time, how are you? Let me just hear your inputs to this. Nice to have you on the call.
Same here, it's a pleasure. It's nice to see all these years of hard work finally coming together. The community is being built.
Yeah.
One of the aspects of today's engagement that's making me most proud is that there are so many schools present and ICT leaders. That I believe the next step from this would be to see some commitments and collaborative commitments from the speakers here today.
Right.
Like the ITAN president mentioned, Dr. Ayola, we need action. We can come up with some policies, but the policies will probably vary from country to country. We have many countries represented here, right? Government policies will be different, but the activities will drive the change, and the speed at which we can get traction would also highlight the success of what Programmers has been doing with WITSA. And I really love the screenagers. That was great, because nowadays you'll find that a 16-year-old girl recently on a LBS President's Forum that I happen to be part of. This is somebody's daughter, and he announces that she's launching an app and she wants 100,000 subscribers. And the app is based on combating body shaming and the impact of social media on people's self-esteem and things in that area. Very unique concept. And you see, only somebody of that age group could understand the feeling that comes with that comparison that is easily done by, allow me to say, a younger generation. I can't imagine you or I feeling bad because we saw a picture of somebody who's a model, clearly, or maybe even AI adjusted, and feeling bad about ourselves. But we didn't grow up in that era of extreme digitization. But there are people who are, and they live and breathe this stuff. Even my 8-year-old daughter, Eliana, the way she skips between screens, I was really like, really screenagers, because honestly speaking, that's where they live. That's where they live. And
all my grandchildren are screenagers, and they belong there, and they are doing their stuff.
Yeah, so it's a language they understand. And nowadays the common term is low code, no code. So we're very right about highlighting the reduction in the necessity of software developers with all the coding skills. So nowadays AI makes everything easy. I also had a little bit of a brainchild in that there could be the need for a forum with Nigerian private schools. They have the money to back up the programs. They love STEAM. They're already incorporating STEAM classes, but you get about maybe 5 minutes per child, a 30-minute class. It doesn't really have the impact. And there are a lot of AI developers, if I can call them that, and prompt engineers that would love to be part of a program, a summer school, that has multiple venues, all keying into a program. It could be sponsored or supported by multiple able bodies. But people want their children to start contributing to the productivity of the household. So I can't imagine any parent who wouldn't want their child to be more computer literate, who wouldn't want them to be able to start a side hustle when they get to university or secondary school, and to fund, the very extremely expensive sneakers and new gadgets that they always ask for. They could be the ones to fund their own dreams and start being self-sufficient from that teenage age bracket. So this is a very necessary session that you're having here today. I'm really enjoying it. Even Dr. Remy's, should I call it? I want to call it a lecture because there seem to be different modules inside the piece that he took us through, and it was very densely packed full of critical information.
That's right.
If perhaps we could have a subsequent session to use that as a guideline, and with the practical examples that Dr. Ayola gave, we could use that as the building blocks of a roadmap. And then, of course, you being highly connected, we start keying in sponsors and other collaborators to make these things happen. And we should be having an AI academic fair where parents can bring their children and sign them up for different programs that are either online or in person. So this is how I am enjoying today's session.
Hey. In fact, you said it all. Thank you so very much. And nice to have you. About this time, I want to actually share what the mentorship platform looks like. But before then, I want to hear from Mr. Esang, one other intervention person. I understand is in the media and a lot to do in ICT for institutions, academic institutions too. Mr. Esang, are you there? Can you share with us what you plan for the young ones?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me, Mr. Amos, and everyone?
Very well, yes. We are clear now. Go ahead, yes.
Okay, my name is Shani Sang. I know that you mentioned Federal University of Petroleum Resources. I am not here on the behalf. Something that I went there to talk about how they can, because if you look at the university system, just like the doctor that spoke a while ago talked about that, and the message I just sent a while ago, that most of the universities, dwell more in theorizing, like giving theoretical, mostly theoretical analysis than experimental learning, where students are more pushed into just learning all the theories, but not really trying to align these theories with experimental teaching, where that when they come out of schools, they'll be able to align whatever they were taught in schools with the practical demand of the industry. So I went to the school with this at the back of our mind to ensure that what was taught in the school would be something that would be industry ready, so that when these two, because tech is changing, they'll always tell you that if those that are not embracing the changes in the tech world are likely to die or remain operationally obsolete. So they have to align themselves to the changes that's sweeping around the tech world. So what I did in the university was to talk to the school how they can indeed use AI or generative AI for tax optimization or tax through automation of work processes to enhance their work efficiency. So that was basically what I went to the school to do, and they bought into that project, and they have given the green light for us to come in and test run these models, because we're planning to use the AI tool model to drive in this innovation. So I just let me just put that there. I am not here representing the school. I'm here representing myself in my own capacity. So for what I have learned in this event so far, it's just telling us that how we can, in terms of because most of the students in schools now, they need to be mentored, because most of them do not have that right and mentorship to be able to define their own or fit into the tech world. Things are still done through analog. Things are still done as if we're still living in yesteryear. But the present situation, I can see there's a global awareness of tech. So Nigeria cannot be left to be dragging behind, and they have to position these students so that they can also compete globally. And so that's why I really like this, because from innovation to impact, how we can use tech, like building these AI models to enable tailored based AI success. Because as they say, time is not our friend, and most organizations are constantly in search on how they can optimize their resources with the limited time available for them to achieve this. And that's sometimes when you go to, even if you move away from the school and you go to other maybe ministries or organizations, and sometimes something that should have probably taken maybe an hour or less to do, you see that you end up spending so much time just in achieving something if they had employed the power of AI, which they should have gotten the result in less than no time. So we are in a tech era where if you don't adapt, I have mentioned that, into the tech world, and then you become operationally obsolete. So organizations of all sizes, they're at this point, they are at a pivotal moment or journey where if you don't reskill, upskill, or upgrade your work processes in achieving this optimum value, you see yourself, in fact, lacking in terms of efficiency, in terms of expectation, and of course, it also impact negatively on your optimum value. So that's basically what I have to say for now. And hopefully, as we progress, if I have more to contribute, I'll definitely offer that. Thank you, Mr. Amos.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Esang there. Thank you for that intervention. And I want to share with everyone that what we have said, because for me, I have volunteered on this project for more than 15 years. When in 2009, I was nominated for the UN World Summit Awards. I had to just rank this with what I've done previously with the foundation, with the Little Foundation, Programmers Foundation. And I got to see that quite a lot of work has to go into this But you know, when it is that you are doing what you do on a daily basis, and there is just nothing that is part of your life, you live that life to the fullest. And that is why InnovationBed for me has been a long-drawn thing and a long-drawn passion. And we have actually evolved, it has evolved over a very long period of time. And for it to have come to this status, it has grown. In fact, like this year, it will still be the project that will be diving into and encourage the innovators that we have to participate in the GITEX Nigeria on the Innovation Technology Nigeria Community Head. And as you can see, that is coming up in September. This event is the edition that is currently happening today, which is ongoing. And this was completed at the UN. This was completed a few weeks ago. And this intervention will go up. And you see, the competition will go from one institution to another. We'll be giving awards to the best student that is innovating in economics department, in physics department, in linguistics, and so on and so forth. So depending on which university you are. So what we are just going is that universities are already beginning to show interest. Okay, like for instance, we are identifying now with University of Illinois, for instance. We are identifying now with the Nuhu Bamali Polytechnic in Kaduna, for instance. We are also identifying with Ahmadu Bello University and a lot more. And of course, a lot more information. Now we have Bell University, and we're going to expand that more. And more universities will be coming up, and I'm going to share with you all what this means. As you can see, I started with my little foundation, promoting what I need to do, and beneficiaries, as a sponsor or collaborator, you will have all the people that benefit from the program under your, you see, they will all appear under your landing page. So everybody will own its own landing page. You know, being said, the project will evolve and drive is driven to more. These are programs that we have done in the US, and the Lagos was on, and this bootcamp for this season platform, this mentor on the Jobber MasterCard associate program. We have used this to mentor youths from Ghana and Nigeria under the MasterCard Foundation, and all these contents are available here. And the good thing is about it is that for all the students that are here, they can view their classes assuming they miss them, and it's a long-term engagement. It's actually a long-term engagement. It does not matter what course of study, medicine, law, engineering, nursing, accounting, and so on and so forth. I have not seen that university and what your courses are, your departments are, or faculty that you are not accommodated here. And you can actually look at that. We have done in the past. So we are not just fly by nights. And these are things that we have put together that are relevant to of these young people. So in the course of this, we want to let's go to InnovationBedAI.Africa, and that will take you to these sites. And of course, on the call to action page, you can actually see projects and programs that, okay, let me just do this so that I can reshare, assuming the next screen is not showing. So you can see what we have done in the last couple of months, weeks, and we are still pushing this across universities. Here, for instance, you can see all the programs, interventions that we have run. We said we are looking for 100 universities, for instance, and we have track records. Winners, this was in Vienna, where as winners, our winners were celebrated, and many others. And the main reason why I'm doing this is that the contribution to innovation development across the world, across the globe, is rather very poor. On the average, if you have announcement in a given year, you find out that Austria, Germany, India, China, Brazil, and the rest of them, all these countries take a larger part of the pie. Europe goes on with 45%. Asia, about 14%. Latin America, 12%. Arab and Middle East, about 11%. North America and Oceania is about 11%. Guess what? Africa simply goes barely with about 6%. So this in itself goes to show you that you can never do politics with innovation development capacity. Innovation capacity development of these youths. It can be political. We have an emergency on our hands, and the contribution from Africa is rather shallow. No matter what I have been doing that has promoted the landscape for Africa, followed by Ghana and the rest of other African countries, we are still performing very shallow. So look at it, universities in Mozambique, universities in Tanzania, universities in Ghana, in Kenya. What are we doing? It can be by politics. It can be by just getting into workshopping, conferencing, and we talk too much. And this is why we really need to get into the collaborations that work. I'm not coming here to tell anybody I'm another school. I'm not. I'm a developer from point one. I've run my software company for more than 25 years. And please, in the capital markets, you do not find softwares in Africa that are easily displaced by Indian software, so Indian solutions or American solutions or anything foreign. Our solutions have run the capital markets in Africa for more than 2 decades. This is the 3rd decade going. So you can actually look at what we've done around the University of Lagos. Earlier on, we had the youth ambassador, if he's still in the house, Water Sam. He led this program, and that's him. He was earlier in the program. And between him and several other youth ambassadors, we engage any university, the vice chancellor, and we break everything down. We identify your innovators and bring them, push them to where they should be. We do not preach money. We don't preach fund. We are not funds. We're not funders, but we will mentor you and take you to where your monies will continue to come forever. And the last program, we actually identified these top 6 innovators, and they were identified and recognized adequately. This is what I do as the national expert for the World Summit. Nobody pays me a dime for this. And this passionate job is to be seen, to be done to the fairest and best of our, so it can be a political program. So that's why I can't see government people dance around this in front of me and all of that. I leave them to do their money, spend all their monies, but go measure what they have done for the country or the continent. You can't measure. You can't even put them together. So we do that. On the MasterCard Foundation, you get to follow. All these are online. That's the MD of Jobberman. You know, you have PhD holders. This is the house. This like in my mentorship class. That is my head of house. This is my deputy head of house, Ghanaian and Nigerian. And because we have youths from Ghana and Ghanaian in that mentorship, we push innovators and get them to the house. And many of these are part innovation and national nominees on different innovation projects in Nigeria. And we're proud to engage, build them, and we create the innovation platform. It's been a long time, you know. So we have actually been doing this for a long time. And that's why in the house, the media has also done quite a lot because we drive this with them. We have records with the Mountaintop University, and that's the Vice Chancellor's acknowledgement. You know, any university, your innovation-related conferences or pocket programs or boot camps, we package them with you, you know, and so on. Now, is it Foundation Polytechnic? We've done this severally at many institutions, Polytechnic, university, any tertiary institution, anywhere in the country. Bell University. I mentioned this to the prof from Bell University that I've actually done this for Bell University some years back. This is a record for Bell University. And we have Reedman in Akwa Ibom State. You know, it was huge. And we have moved all these contents onto virtual, and we are to do this for long term and in collaboration with the universities as we build up. And as you can look at it, the project is such that we are in about 13 African countries, because the last webinar we had were attended by 13 African countries, and it was even bilingual, French and English. Togolese were in this session and Senegalese were in this session, and that platform will actually maintain any level of mentorship irrespective of language as barrier. And that's why you see people who can, countries involved: Ghana, Morocco, Gambia, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Zambia, Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, Comoros, Togo, Senegal, and as we are now engaging more universities, like we have the Mozambique, the Tanzania, with the database will grow. And for all these countries, every higher institutional database are all complete in this application. And when they go to register, at the point when they can register for mentorship, At the same time, they can also register for their CITO programs, which is the CITO program is being managed in partnership with Harrisburg University of Science and Tech in the US. So these programs is such that, and that program are special programs in that they are UN related. In fact, it's actually managed by the architects of the space project, for which in Nigeria have coordinated the Space for Nigeria project alongside the lead project architect, Professor Amjad Umar of Harrisburg University, for more than 10 years. And this research are now being complete, that we want students to tap into them and do their gamifications, create their lives around, and of course, become the digital entrepreneurs that they can so desire anywhere, anytime in the world. And this is the stage that we are now, and we are ready for all the collaborations. Thank you so much. Any more comments? Please just raise up your hand if you have any comments at this stage. Justina Omenu, we wanted to hear from you. Now, I have Daniel Obijuru. I can understand or remember, you are third year computer science. What school, please? Unmute. Let's meet you. Daniel in the house? Okay, it's Shagaya. Shagaya, could you have any more comments, sir? Abdul Quadri? I think that's
not for now.
Excellent.
Not for now.
But if I get it right, that's also University of Ilorin, sir?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. I got that. I'll go to know more better. So if you have more messages, let's get it at this point. Otherwise, I'll get Joseph Umo. Okay, Justin, are you there now? You're looking sharp.
Yes,
do you have any innovation for us?
Good afternoon, everyone. I mean, I just got to know you called me. The initiative is a very laudable one, which is why as Top Notch Sub we have rallied around it, because beyond it being beneficial, it is essential at this point in time in the space of African entrepreneurship, and focusing on tertiary institution is actually a very laudable one, because we'll be catching them young, and by the things that have been tailored down by every speaker, it's obvious it's going to be a ripple effect, because beyond the advancement and the entrepreneurship training, there's going to be a handshake. You will see collaborations between technical students, handshaking with healthcare students, and of course having students in the arts, rolling with those in another sector, and that will be easier for them. There will be no more need for, I need to be a coder, I need to have these technical skills before I can scale, because this platform is going to bring them together. And that is a beautiful part of this innovation bed mentorship, AI mentorship. So we are glad to be here and to be a part of this, and we look forward to it blossoming into something beautiful in the African continent and beyond. And we're here to welcome every step of the way help we could give at the time.
Thanks so very much. Thank you so very much. In fact, I wanted to share that for you to...
Was I audible?
Yes. Go ahead. You loud and clear.
Yeah, we heard you, Regina. Regina, we heard you.
You were. You were.
Oh, Justina. Yeah, I'm sorry, Justina.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you still see my screen?
It's coming up.
It's loading. It's loading. It's coming up.
Okay. All right. It was just slow. Yeah, it's there. All right. It should be there now, right?
It is.
Is it there now?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Well, I just wanted to point to something, that the fact that even for me, who read computer science, also had to go do finance and banking. And I have innovated an application for the Nigerian capital markets for more than 25 years. You still have cause to want to read. What are you reading? One is currently reading because you are becoming uneasy, because what you've done before that you thought you were doing anything have suddenly become very obsolete. And you can imagine, before now, it was just mere versions of development tools. You know, in those days, you do .NET development, .NET changed from one version for 1 point something to 2 point something, from that to 4 point something, we begin to hear 5.6 points. But then it's a different ballgame entirely with the influx or, with artificial intelligence. But then the good thing about it is that every course of study today stands a good chance, because every course of study is now very relevant in nation building. I say this because it was not those days that, I said that because I read zoology, I would rather have no hopes when I graduate. Because I read actuarial science, I have no hopes. Because when people leave school in the way back and you're saying, where do you plan to work? They will obviously tell you they want to work in a bank. But where is the bank? Where are the banks today? Those bank jobs are gone. They are not coming back. And it does not even mean a bank. It's not even about the bank job. But you see, the education and artificial intelligence, I must tell you, is quite intense. For anybody who has just gone through artificial intelligence at a serious level of education, and this is my story, where I have actually been put through, and I have to go through all of this. And what I have just done now for the young people is that I'm breaking down this life to share with the younger generation. Because if they've not been through this, they can never be who I have been. I don't beg. I can't beg. I create it. And I've never written a letter, I need a job before ever in my life. You create it. You graduate. And you start your creation. You start your job. It's either a digital service you have or a digital product. And what makes you stand out? You are a company. You are an employer. And this is the kind of education we want to be able to tell these tertiary institution administrators that the season has become. It's now an emergency, not for them to just graduate after school and they are seeking to look for jobs. Why looking for a job? When you went to school for 4 years, then something is just wrong. And what I mean by innovation bed is for us to go back and dress up our beds. If you need to survive the tomorrow, InnovationBedAI is having to put you back on track for you to go transform what you have ever read in school. Because what you read in school is the food, is actually what brings food to the table next day as you graduate. It's not about unemployment. And that is the way, and the world, that's where the world is today. So these are practical life expose that I've actually gone, my projects, what I've been through before I could finish that program, and I'm glad this came through. And most of people who have backed me are all in themselves innovators. Yes, they might be my offsprings, but they are all innovators. I have Banker here. She just tidied up, just got a PhD program, and she's currently in Harvard. And she had played the role of the company secretary to Programmers Foundation for decades now. And you have the World Summit Ambassador here and several others. And of course, he actually is the ambassador for Ghana, for Sierra Leone, for the Gambia. She's in the UK, also on the she's representing from Kenya, and of course, Zambia and Togo. So more collaborations will drive all of these institutions. And that is why we are happy at this stage that to do and go where we are no fly-by-nights. We have paid our dues and we know where we are going. And it's the model that we have shared at the United Nations and severally, and even at the 14th Info Poverty. Take note, 24th Info Poverty was what was run this year. At the 14th Info Poverty, this program has been identified at the OCAM, at the United Nations. And we currently want the collaborations to drive through and see us through the mandate we have between now and 2030. Whether as ICT associations, whether as organizations, we are open, whether as tertiary institutions in themselves. That is the main headlong. Government will be there at the bottom, quite frankly. They are at the bottom because if they were any other part apart from the bottom, this project would not have survived. And I would not have recorded the pedigree I've made across, as it were. And that is why I continually say it is actually the conscience of man that will save humanity going forward on this mentorship drive. Mr. Esang, you have your hand up. Mr. Esang, sir.
That was before.
Okay. All right. Okay, it must have been a previous hand. Please, if you have any other comments, let's hear you. From the academia, if we can get a closure from Baylor University, let's try wrap it up. Let's have a closure from Baylor University. Okay. That sound was not coming up right again. But you can try again, sir. You can try again, Mr. Sang. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. The sound. No, we can't actually hear you. Or is it from my end? Okay. Can we take some close shots? Okay, not too well. Or is the sound okay? Is the sound okay? Okay.
Okay, from your end. It's back from his hand.
Okay, great. All right, sir. Okay, so please, can we give us some, let's take some closing. Mr. Oh, I'm sorry, the titles I may not be very right. Let me take some closure. Mr. Timitope. Mr. Timitope, are you there, sir? Okay, Mr. Mete, can you give us a closure? Mr. Joseph Umar, can you give us a closure, sir? Can we try that if your sound will be better?
So, sir, can you hear me, Mr. Amos?
Very well, very, very loud, very clear.
Very well.
Okay, so I want to do that and also maybe go to the speech that I wanted to do for Mr. Bimba.
Oh,
can I do it
too? Please go ahead. You want them to find me?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get that.
I say you want my president to find me?
No.
Please go ahead.
Okay,
you have the floor.
Yeah, just to say that we're spot on. You see, the challenge we have in Nigeria, in Africa, is providing the platform for all these things to work. Is a big challenge. It's a very big challenge. ICT leadership entails a lot. It entails a whole lot. And I think I want to firstly comment you on what you are doing. You have been very consistent, and I really admire your tenacity. You have been consistent at this. And even different schools that you have worked with trying to, impact a change. For ICT, I think what we really need to do is how we can collaborate with government, private sector, and let's have a platform that our youth can strive, really. We need that platform to be created and sustained. Go ahead,
one question, sir. If you say collaborate with governments, how do you want to go about this? You need to wear their political coloration, and I don't have that time.
No.
Please help
no,
me.
Sir. No, sir. For ICT entrepreneurship, we are looking at 4 major things: infrastructure, and you just need government for that. Policy framework, you need government for that. Education and training, you still need government, but the private sector and the academics can help with that. But you can't do as far as government is concerned. You need them for infrastructure and policy framework. So that's what I'm talking about. So in collaboration in those two areas, even for education, even education and training.
You see me invited the minister for his job here, but guess what? My grandchildren will do a better job than the minister. Yeah, and I'm fulfilled. Please go ahead.
But like I know you and some other people I know, when it comes to mentorship, I mean, if there's anything I can give more than 100%, you should have that. Mentorship, you've been great in that area, and some other people, But, mentorship should also go with funding. You can mentor somebody and it tells you, I need opportunities. When those opportunities come, to utilize those opportunities, you need funding. And government also come in. But if you have the platform, that might not really matter so much, because if you have the right infrastructure, I'm talking about power, internet connection, you don't spend so much. Okay, look at now, I had to go from network to network to just ensure that, I can be part of this section, network challenge. So imagine maybe someone, a youth with a laptop, trying to maybe do something code and have a solution. It's being frustrated because of network or power issues. So that's what I'm talking about. Internet connection, power issue, those things should be sorted out. Not just in Nigeria, almost across sub-Saharan Africa. We see that over and over again. So those are the issues, sir. But in terms of mentorship, I give you thumbs up. Thank you so much for what you are doing for our youth. But just that I'm saying that where you need to push more, in fact, not just you, all of us, infrastructure and policy framework.
I can assure you I do that as much as possible. And even at the United Nations, where I see any opening, I make sure Nigeria is represented. And that's why the last events at the OCAM conference in 2024, their program was all over. And there was even no impact of Africa. I had to make sure that Nigeria was represented. I did that presentation along with the DG of Nasarawa ICT agency. I do that a lot, but then I won't just do the propaganda I see commonplace. Please, any wrap-ups for that? Please, let me hear from Professor Tanimola Akonde, sir. Once more, a wrap-up, sir.
Well, thank you very much, sir, for all that and for all that has been said. The mentoring center in University of Ilorin is just starting. And we're on this just to see how we fit into this. Yeah. And then from what we have heard this today, it looks like a partnership that we can get into. Yeah. As soon as we're able to put on the appropriate platforms in place in our university. Yeah. So it's a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you.
I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so very much. And particularly also very interested in the Department of, is it Department of Chemistry? I must say that every department, in fact, that actually gave me an idea that collaboration can even be at the department level, where you are actually saying that students in chemistry, what basic AI artificial experience that can they get, and they can actually go back, listen to what the lecturer has taught them in chemistry, and be able to now put things in perspective and better improve what they can now begin to use chemistry to do, stepping out of school. It should be, in fact, I used to tell a colleague of mine who also did, who was my roommate and was a chemistry student way back, and I said, with all the things you do, you should be producing, because in those days, there were a lot of student unrest, you have to be involved in and things like that, and we used to hear things about petrol bomb. And I was like, all those stuff and chemicals and all those things are things that a normal graduate of a chemistry should be able to produce. Ordinary fleets, these insecticides, how would you go to shops and be buying and nobody here is producing them? What is the big deal? The chemical formula and all those things are things you do internally. If we even want to, now is even the better time that they can prepare models that can even get these things created, even right there in the rural area, and these things will become money. So things like that. There are quite a lot of opportunities I now see amongst these universities and the various courses that we have on our palms because of the global advancements in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the likes. So let's have more.
Okay, maybe some parting remarks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so my name is George Onosanya. In collaboration with Esang at FUPRI to see how AI tools can be used, to drive innovation, people, object, and environment. And I'm sure after this session, we'll be able to collaborate with you to get things at a higher level.
Thank you.
It's been thought-provoking, it's been inspiring being in this session from Dr. Ayola, who had not too long ago with SEC, the FinTech Association of Nigeria, did some, discussions as well on to see how, things can improve in the way regulations and putting into a proper perspective. Of course, mentoring is so key. And I think one of the things we'll do is some high net worth individuals getting the conviction to provide resources that can support our young people. You can't have so much money and then it's not being translated into proper use in the life of these young people. Africa is the go-to place in market, and the world is just wondering and having a look and seeing what will happen in Africa. And from some futurologists are projecting that 2030, in fact, great things are going to happen. But are we going to be the springboard or the stepping stone? And people like you are fitting into that gap. So we want to collaborate with you. We're appreciative of all that is taking place here. And I'm sure hereafter, with a follow-up, we'll be able to concretize all the takeaways from this place. Thank you.
I appreciate
cheers to everyone.
Thank you so very much, sir. Let me get back my Professor Remi Olutimo, which I'm sure should be midnight now or more. Professor Olutimo, 1 minute. Your party short, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's already 10:45, yeah?
So, I know.
Yeah, I was about logging out just to dozing, yeah. So it's amazing. The deliberations, Dr. Ayola, his takes, and everyone are just fantastic in that. But I pray that it should not just be the talk, we should do the do.
Yeah.
So everybody that promised one way or the other to do this, let's put a hand on this. Let's make Nigeria the best African hub of technology that they can. We have the brain. They're afraid of us, really. We got what it takes to change Africa. Let's develop solutions that is African-oriented, that is African-based solutions.
Yeah.
Because what they are giving up is solutions that is tailored to their own environments. And we are now being customizing it to our own environments to use. So why don't you have African-based, structure-based technology, banking structure? We know our banking are very clumsy. You can't compare our banking with that of the South Korean. The banking is issue. In fact, I was about changing dollars to coin, and I mistakenly put $100, trying to get $50. They said, "My guy, no, you can't do that. I will rather give you the whole $100 in one." Everything is organized. I say, "Oh my God, please! I don't expect to spend the whole money." So, and I ask again, and there you cannot just change dollars anywhere. Is strategic. So now, okay, what can I do? They say, put the money back and get your $100 back. So I'm stuck. I have to follow. So you see that the solution is tailored to their environment. So why don't we tailor our solution? The bank should look for inward programmers, young guys, young brain, to you itemize your own solutions, and this is where they can get the knowledge. This, like this information, the information they say out of the, okay, you're looking for programmers, I have Beck's hands. Here. There are these guys. Then they engage them, and this guy produce the best. The Momo that MTN is using, has them who developed the Momo. It's within Africa. And how do they get it? They were using all kind of strategy to get this Momo developed. So I want this innovation bird and those participating here to take it further. See, it's not about talking, it's about doing. We talk a lot in Africa. No, we have brilliant theorems of this, theorems of Remy, theorems of Amos, theorems of this. Why don't we just have solution-based theorem? Something that can change the world, Africans. In fact, there's something that is really, really, do you know? Well, don't let me expose what they want to do, because we don't know how to utilize our best brain youth. They will teach us very soon. You will see that we will end up not having youth that have confidence in producing solution based for our country, but rather for the developed world already, because they are showing them, using money or whatever to entice them. So why don't you pay for solution in Africa? Why are we afraid of cheating them? If what he or she has done require million, pay that guy that million. Next time you call him, his brain will be working fast to give you more solution-based, sincerely. For instance, now, there's a Nigerian guy I integrated to build a platform for me. You know what? The guy said he's going to take 1.3 million. I look at it. I know that I've already asked the Pakistan and the Argentina, whatever. The money they asked me is more than what this guy is asking. I said, okay, fine. You said 1.3 or whatever, I give you 1.5. He said, Ogami, consider it done within 3 weeks. I said, I don't think so. You can't believe that within that 3 weeks, the guy developed it. Now he's thinking the second thing for me now. See, no, I don't like there's an aspect of your university that needs to be developed. I just thought about it. I want to develop. I said, you need money, right? He said, no, it's not about. I said, don't worry. How much is it? You can see the guy is thinking part-time for me. You understand me? And he's solving my solution, my technology-based solution for the university. You understand me? And now I've abandoned my student, I've abandoned this. So please, Mr. Amos, let's begin to have a tech hub that produces solutions, that produces this to solve government, e-government, e-school. We're also supposed to have e-school. So many things. I don't want to go into it. I'm really provoked by what I've seen, and I see our young brains, Jesus Christ, we have potentials in Africa. And one of the potentials, you're one of the potentials. I know we started how many years now? More than, I think 2010.
That's right.
Or 2008 or 9, me and the programmers, we started. And we always talk of solutions. We always talk of technology. I remember when you develop banking software for Nigerians and all that. What is all about? Do they ask for the further versions of it? And do they want to use the solution? Rather, they are waiting for the one that is tailored to that environment. So please, my parting shot is that.
No, actually, the software is still available, and is, in fact, I support Ghana on my solution. Stanbic Bank in Ghana uses my software, and the capital market solution is more than 2.5 years. It's more than 2.5 decades. And that's why I'm saying that there is no foreign influx that comes here to displace our solutions.
You see what we're saying?
No foreign influx.
But if it's from Microsoft, everybody will embrace it. That is the problem. If it's a Microsoft-based, that is a Microsoft-based, one of the Microsoft-based solution, everybody wants to use it. Everybody wants to be. But because it's programmers, so two can use it, So, what I'm saying in essence is this: please, let's invest in these youths.
That's right.
Let them see technology and AI as a means, of eradicating or solving their poverty. If they have one, their economy, their slow economy, they can use it to solve it. That's my partner. I love this program. Thank you very much. I wish everybody.
Thank you so much. As you go to rest, Anas Dalhatu, can I meet you? There are some names that have been here for long, and I wish to really hear from them. Anas Dalhatu, Omoni Ilosin. Anas Dalhatu, Omoni Ilosin. Oh, Mr. Sang again. Before, I still want to hear from Dr. I still want to hear
I don't know what I don't know. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you very well. I still want to hear from Dr. Yola before.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Amos.
I know Dr. Yola still has a lot of time. They just woken up.
Oh, we haven't slept yet.
No problems. Okay, please, let me take a Sang. Please, go ahead, Mr. Sang.
Okay, what I want to talk about, because since the invent of an AI or generative AI, and most teachers, as it were now, they're a bit scared that AI generated content will diminish their, their importance. That's because students now have effortless access to structured notes that ensure exam success. So, but my question here is this: how can we assure these teachers that they shouldn't worry about redundancy?
Sorry, our mentorship platform also takes care of the teaching capacity. So, and that is why it is important. When I take a project, when I take mentorship to, say, University of Ilorin, it is because I want to first look at sets of people who are in the training capacity that I can impact. And whatever we do there, they can follow up with even newer generations, even after our mentorship program. And I think that is the only way it can work. But one thing I'll let you know, I once have a professor way back in my finance and banking class, and it was difficult for this professor to listen to a younger person teach him computing. Even though he needed it so badly. But it was difficult for him to sit back and listen to his student teach him IT. So, but I know this can change over time.
How many bags of time do you buy? You bring the other 500 naira.
Okay, okay, Mr. Topper.
Yeah, now. I think this stuff is sliding.
Just muting.
Okay, yeah. So please, okay, Mr. Esang. So you realize that the teaching faculty are also a part of this. But provided they are also ready. To be frank with you, I don't know how this is, but quite a lot of professors, I must say, doctors and the whole of it, some of them really do not feel taking mentorship program from younger people are a fit. But then we have a way that these are done, because I'm not coming to you as a school. I'm coming to you from an industry point of view. You understand? So it is actually the industry discussions that will lead the training faculty. And don't forget that I've also worked with a senior teacher, like the prof that was supposed to be here, that was represented here by Aslan Dawood from the UK, but he's of the Harrisburg University. He actually has trained us on how we can handle people like him in the areas that we have specialization. And that is why it's a lot easy for us to drill down and relate with people at that level, no matter how high up. Yes, no matter how high up, that we still can talk to.
So the assurance is that teachers AI is actually not coming to displace or replace teachers. They shouldn't entertain such fear at all.
It's only when you have the fear. In the first place, there shouldn't be such fears, but the interest for you to know where you stand is what is important. And where
so,
you need to
Mr.
also
Amos,
discover that you need to also discover that you must be able to know what to do and rule when you know. You must rule when you know, because you now begin to make things you know manifest. And that's why you're a professor. Profess them, do the next thing. It's a practical thing.
So, Mr. Amos, let me just quickly introduce my partner. Is also in this Zoom meeting. His name is Mr. George Ononsanya. He's the one that has been really, pushing me, being there, encouraging this innovation. He was also part of the team that went to FUPRI, the Federal University of Petroleum Resources. So I just want you to acknowledge his presence. His name is Mr. George Ononsanya. He's in a Zoom meeting here with us.
In fact, I quite acknowledged. He actually spoke not too long ago. Okay, Mr. Nelson, yes. Yeah, in fact, and I will, of course, I like the perspective, and he actually pointed and mentioned your name, and I was able to relate that. Don't forget that. I also prepare my mind, from an agentic AI perspective. This program was totally put together by artificial intelligence. Otherwise, I would not have been able to be successful. Yes. Even when I had to begin to change my algorithm, I subjected the entire thing to how best. Because first was that as of yesterday, this program changed. One, the consideration for Easter break came in, so many things came in. So my initial design obviously will not be, and I had a totally brand new pattern. And that's exactly what I played. So thank you so very much. Let me take my prof to help me with the rounding closing. Dr. Ayola, sir.
Mr. Amos, thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who has contributed today, because it has been indeed very enlightening. And one of the areas that I have found very interesting in my life has been problem solving. Also, one of the tools that I've found very, very effective has been model building, building the right model,
and training
adopting
it,
the right model,
and training it,
and following through. Many years ago, I decided to enter into business. And I remember going to Alaba Market to buy some things. And I was very intrigued. I was a very young man then, in my early 20s. And I noticed how the traders were very, what's the word I can use? Diligent, positively aggressive, never gave up, fought for every possible sale, knew a lot about their products, didn't take no for an answer. Then when I got to Port Harcourt, I asked a friend of mine, I noticed that there were a lot of my brothers from the eastern part of the country who were very successful, driving much better cars than I had, even given all my degrees. And I asked somebody, what's their secret? They said it's a very simple model that they adopt. What is it? They said they wake up in the morning and they go to each company that they want to target. And no matter how often they get the answer, they get no as an answer to their request to do business, they come back the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And no matter how long it takes, they keep coming back until one day, the procurement manager, or whoever they want to see, will say, look, what exactly do you want? And they get an audience, and they take full advantage of it. I adopted this strategy, and it worked. It worked brilliantly, but it required consistency. You see, that was the model that they adopted. I also want to draw an analogy to Alibaba, Amazon. These are companies that don't make anything, but they are enablers. If you drill down and look at the ICT industry, you have thousands and thousands of young people who have specific skills. They're very good at one thing. But in order to create a platform, in order to create a business, you need multiple skills, multiple disciplines, multiple areas of specialization. And why we don't do very well is because we are not putting together all these skills into projects. We're not collaborating. The IT industry in Nigeria, I can speak only of the IT industry in Nigeria, is the least collaborative industry in the world. The automotive industry is highly collaborative. The gentleman the company making the fan belts, the brake pad, the wheel, the gearing system, the engine, the pistons, the rods, the steering things, the headlights, the backlights, I don't know whether it's tens or hundreds of different companies making different components which come together to make this car. If you look at televisions, you'll be surprised that very few TVs, the components of a television are not made by one company. and made by many. If we are going to succeed as an IT or ICT industry, we need to understand these models. So when we talk about mentorship, the mentorship should be geared towards cohesion, geared towards collaboration, geared towards if you like, for the leadership, persuading people to stop being islands and come together to be one homogeneous unit that's working towards a goal, understanding that everybody has something to gain financially in this whole exercise of delivering on the project. Look at the movie industry. You have executive producers. They provide the money. You have the actors. They do the acting. Then you have the people who provide food while they're acting. You have the editors. You have the sound people, the lighting people. You have the script writers. This is collaboration. This is how it should work. But in the IT industry, we tend to say, okay, I want to develop a platform, then you want to do it all on your own. You don't want to allow anybody to participate because they might steal your idea. So because of the fear that somebody might steal your idea, you don't share, you don't collaborate, and then you fail. Because it's extremely expensive to do it on your own. So we have to get out of this mindset of fear. Everybody in the IT industry is afraid of the next person. Why? It has, you see, the amazing thing is this. We've been afraid of each other for so long that we're not afraid of failure. Because continuing to exercise, it's broken. We need to fix it. We have to change our mindsets. The industry as a whole needs to change its mindsets. The entrepreneurs need to change their mindsets. The developers need to change their mindsets from one of individualism to one of collectivism, if there's a word like that. And this will change things dramatically. I'll a slight story. Many years ago, I went to bury my grandmother, and I noticed a lot of houses being built in just outside Ilesha at Oshu, and I was curious that in this not village but a small town, so many new buildings springing up. So I asked somebody, I said, "Who's building all these new buildings story buildings, duplexes and so on?" They said, "Oh, it's the Akara sellers." I said, "What?" "Yeah, those women on the road selling Akara. They make so much money. They're the ones with the money in this town. They're the ones building these houses from Akara." I was amazed. And unfortunately, I listened to. I wanted to set up the first major chain of Akara, fast food in Nigeria, but everybody laughed at me, and they laughed and laughed, and I listened. I listened to the laughter. I was so stupid. Why? Everybody loves Akara. Now, these people were amazing, right? They had Akara, then they put liver inside, egg, sardine, dried fish inside Akara. Quite ingenious, really. And then they had Akara the shape of a sausage. You see, so point I'm making is this. Even in the IT industry, doing one little thing very well and doing it a lot will make you lots of money. Taking people's scripts and converting them to beautiful PowerPoint slides will make you lots of money. Just that. I mean, how much? I mean, what? But that requires training, requires understanding, requires. It's not easy, but it's just one little slither of need to satisfy. That's a need that needs to be satisfied all over the world. By the way, all over the world. Nigeria is sitting on the most incredible opportunity in the world. We have the most intelligent, the most industrious, the most ingenious, extremely lowly paid people in the whole world. The combination is just, it's like having the sharpest samurai sword, and you're asked, all you have to do is to cut a piece of paper with it. I mean, come on. But why are we not cutting that paper? We don't have a market. We don't have a voice. We don't have a media that speaks up for us. We don't even have people that encourage us enough. And I'm not talking about the government. The government is doing their job. I'm talking about us, the private enterprise. I'm talking about academia. I'm talking about the entrepreneurs. I'm talking about the IT industrialists. I'm talking about the IT champions. And we are not doing enough. We're still thinking as individuals, not as an industry. We're still thinking as individuals, not as a people. We're still thinking as individuals. Always individualism. We must change this. Otherwise, you know what will happen? Foreign companies will organize and come into this environment, to the Nigerian environment, and take over. And while we're busy looking and saying, I'm strong, I want to do it alone, they'll come in with their collaborative strategies and models, and they'll take over the market, and they'll push us out. And then we, who are unable to come together as a collective unit to demand that the IT industry and the players in the IT industry are paid well enough to justify what we do. Do you know that we are very often paid, IT people are paid less than plumbers, less than carpenters. It's ridiculous. Imagine an IT person with 5 years postgraduate, I mean, after his degree, being paid less than 100,000 naira a month in today's Nigeria.
Information, sir.
Even less than 200,000 naira is ridiculous.
Information, sir.
So I think we have a lot of work to do, but the first thing starts up here. Change the way we think, stop being afraid of each other, and understand that, look, you see the skyscrapers coming up nowadays, 20, 30 stories and more. Somebody's supplying the sand. Somebody's supplying the iron rods. Somebody's supplying the labor. Somebody's supplying the paint. Somebody's supplying the project management. Somebody's supplying... All this goes into a building. You don't find a builder being afraid of the sand supplier, do you? And you don't find a builder being afraid of the guy who's going to paint his building. He calls him, he knows that's a painter. Do your job. So
why I wanted to share a point, sir. I wanted to just share a point there.
Sure.
I wanted to just pick on the point you spoke about, one digital provider, digital entrepreneur being afraid of the next. But I'm actually a victim of piracy. These digital entrepreneurs are not protected in any way. So I don't know what to do about this. It's not about that they're afraid. It's difficult for me to employ a programmer today. I rather build the programmer agent and get my work done. The last time I was pirated, the only thing this society could do to me, particularly from the National Police, was for them to invite, of course, get the person involved and myself, and they were asking me what is the color of my software that was stolen. Meaning that the society itself doesn't even understand my problem. And this was the biggest comedy of my life. And I had to go through 3.5 years of my developmental life to recover, to give myself a comeback. And this is true life. So even when I mentor, I need to prepare their mind that you need to prepare your life and protect yourself programmatically. No law and nothing better protects you if you are not a straightforward upright and ready entrepreneur for the future, the society is not on your side at all. That is how bad and how harsh an average innovator has to come through in a society. I just wanted to chip that in, sir. Thank you.
No, and you're quite right. So that tells us what one other thing we need to do is to come up with laws that protect us and law enforcement people that understand us.
We need to import them, sir. Sorry, that'd be ridiculous. Sorry. Apologies. So sorry. I think this event, quite frankly.
I'll just make a brief comment because you see,
all right, sir.
As much as we would like to think that there's no solution to the problem, there is. Have you noticed how certain vehicles in Nigeria, in Lagos, and in Nigeria, different types of vehicles do not get harassed by certain people because they have come together and they have met the people who are enforcing the law. They have educated them, gotten them to understand their business, gotten them to understand the impact of certain things on their business. And then with that understanding, business goes on. Because they come together and talk to the people in charge as a group. What are we doing as an IT industry? So I'm not saying that, you see, I'm sorry for the experience you had.
The industry couldn't help me. This is Neil. Government couldn't help me. Exactly. This is Neil. And that is the same thing for this young generation. The same thing for all of them.
That is why it has to change. Do we have any business insurance for the ICT industry? So if something like that happens to you, is there any way that you can get compensated? Yes, we can create that. This is not a city built in a day. I know that. But if you look at Singapore today, do you know that Singapore, I think, took 30 years to get to where it is now? Singapore was like a small village.
All right, sir. Oh, so sorry for time. In fact, I never wanted this event to go beyond. And I'm getting another very funny, I can't say funny, very serious human participant in the person of Sagir Mohammed. I'm wondering why he's just coming at this time.
Alaji, how are you?
I'm wondering why he's just coming at this time. And he's one of those government persons I never like to talk to. Ever since he worked with the former governor of Kano State, I've not been talking to him until recently. Alaji Sagir. Okay, sirs. Oh, wow. I don't know. Mr. Sang, somebody to help me. Somebody just has to help me so that we can wrap up. I don't want when government people come in now, they want to take over. Or maybe Alaji, you're muted. Alaji Sagir, you're muted. Introduce yourself, but not as a government person, please.
You're still muted.
Alaji Sagir, you're muted, sir.
You're muted.
Okay.
Hello.
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah. So I was the special advisor to the immediate past governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullah Umar Ganduje. I was his special advisor, Cabinet Office Matters, and I was working hand in hand closely with the former secretary to the government. So I'm the secretary to the government's office. The Cabinet Office, more or less, is the key engine, is the jugular vein of the administration. So I cannot really say I was not part of whatever decision Ganduje might have made during his tenure. I can't even exonerate myself. So that was me politically. But I'm back on my feet as a businessman, an IT professional, and I don't really dove into any politics now. And because we're not in government, actually, so it's like I was operating really at a very low phase when it
Okay.
comes to piano, actually. So I'm now more or less married to my business.
Thank
That's
you.
why every bit of IT, I make sure I join. I would have joined earlier, much earlier, but I had cold and I took medication, and most cold medication are sedative, so it knocked me off. I just woke up, and then immediately I woke
Oh
up.
God.
I was going through my thing, and then I just met. I said,
Apologies.
it's late, but please, my apologies. Please.
Apologies. You'll have the recording quite all right. But we're just here when at the point we're just trying to see how we can wrap up. And it's almost like we're trying to start afresh. Mr. Esan, can you help me with the proper wrap up?
Yes, so, yes, Mr. Amos, I'm here. What I want, I would say, a closing remark from my side.
Yes.
But because what we are trying to build, we're trying to build an AI model that is measured on job automation. Job automation, how we can use the AI model in specialized job automation process to enhance work efficiency. Through the infusion of AI tool and then quality intelligence. And they'll tell you that in a school, in a class, a student might use the AI to maybe learn physics, but the quality intelligence of that framework will also help the students on how to understand and apply the concept of physics. So that's what we're trying to do, how we can automate the process. I mentioned earlier on that time is not a friend, and that people will always say there's no time,
You know what? I think between you and I, please let us schedule a session, and I can share with you what you can do with artificial intelligence and coding, even ordinarily from your Google Colab. Which is if you have a Gmail account, right?
Yeah, of course, I do have a Gmail account.
Everybody here will have a Gmail account, and never will know that you guys are going and moving about with GPUs, with computing potentials that you can do a lot of Python developments through your Gmail account using the Google Colab. With this dimension, we can actually later discuss. I'm trying to see how we can give a closure to this program.
Yes. Just in 30 seconds.
Yes.
You mentioned how you try to maybe upskill yourself on a particular training, and you almost paid about 3 million. The same thing happened to me. I wanted to just a 12-week program. I was asked to pay with an Ivy League institution now. That's the MIT. I was asked for AI and machine learning. I was asked to pay almost $3,000. That's about 4.5 million for just a 12-week program. So that's what I just wanted to chip in so that I don't take so much of that.
It's the same. And guess what? The real nitty-gritty of what these young people need to do are embedded in that course content. And this is not what you go to read for 1 hour and download and say you are satisfied.
Exactly.
This is what these young people are doing, which is a very dangerous trend. Please, thank you so very much. I quite appreciate this. In fact,
all right, I'm happy to be a participant.
Mr. Onayemi, I'm so happy to have you, Professor
Tadimola
Akonde. So impressed. I will do more with the university there. Professor Remy Olutimo is still up. He's South Korea, and it's almost midnight for him. You've done so well.
Thank you very much.
My brother Sagir Mohammed. I'm sure if I give you another time, you will almost be doing a PA and speaking for a governor. I wouldn't want to do that. And Justin Amenu, as a lady, please give us a final female closure. Thank you. As a World Summit, please give us a final closure, Justina.
Hello, good day one more time. It's been phenomenal as I expected it to be. Yes, and I mean, that is one of the reasons we have been behind this. You remember we've been for weeks planning, going back and forth, and reaching out to our startups and individuals and governments. And it's actually great to see we actually putting tangibility to all the meetings, putting tangibility to every framework and every discussion. And it's beautiful seeing how it's unfolding. And I'll pick a leaf from what the Professor Oluremi or something said.
Yes.
That the one at South Korea, that we should make it a possibility, a reality, beyond terrorizing things. We should actually get to the same board, get our hands dirty and start working. And I would want us to kickstart that. And
about that, sorry, Justin, about that, he's already a patron on the project, so I don't know what he's talking about. The reality,
awesome, great,
is to make it real. So he's on his,
perfect.
He's actually.
Is that a setup? Is that a setup?
I'm not setting you up. I'm not setting you up. It's your responsibility.
It's part of this. You're gonna get a landing
I draw Dr. Olarewaju. I draw his leg into it. Draw his leg. So just draw a leg, please. Tell him that I'm the one. There's nothing he can do. I've tied his leg there.
Oh, awesome. So it's great to see that it's actually metamorphosing into something so beautiful, and it's awesome. I would also want to chip in that you mentioned the I'm a woman and all that. So I would want to also do women supporting women. I would also want to have parastatals here present, inculcate the female in their contacts, the female in their institutions, the female in whatever it is they do to be a part of this. Because no matter how beautiful and monumental this is, if we do not fathom how to get the women folk involved, especially sign them on these platforms for mentorship and all that, it will not work well, because the females in the whole of Africa, even if we're not talking about Nigeria, constitute about over 60%. And then if we are looking to make any meaningful change and then the females are not considered, it will be difficult. But if at least we can have females and have males in this, that will be a very great success. So I believe that as we go and progress on this, we'll also put our eyes out for how to get the females involved, even if it's against their will. Let's do it. Because in a school, if you have students sign up and be like, this is for this department, this is for this, they don't have any option that to come on. But if we have cultures of values or probably bottlenecks, be it professional or traditional, cultural or man-made, that has females subjected to some certain level is going to be a problem, even for this beautiful project. So I would want us to try as much as we can, in as much as we push this tech. And I mean, I'm a female, I'm in tech, and it's beautiful. And I can talk the way I talk because I actually put my head to it, to know it, and also to be in the room where these kind of things are discussed. So we can also be intentional about bringing other females to also be like this, so that in the next time we'll be having this kind of thing, it won't just be me that will be the only female involved. There will be.
Great. The internet.
Well said.
Great. I think Justina has nailed it. And when we get back to our reviews, because she's on the planning committee, when we get back on our reviews, even the professor in Ahmadu Bello University, the director of research and innovation is a woman, Professor Joy something, is actually the women in Innovation Bed that we handle all women-related contacts, and I think that even perhaps has even affected the participation of Ahmadu Bello University today, that I can see. So we'll take that as a takeaway. Thank you so very much, everyone. I really want to give this a closure now. And from all of us at Innovation Bed and Programmer Software, we say love to everyone. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your holiday. Work resumes tomorrow, I feel. Professor Luremi, thank you so very much. Mr. Joy Umar, thank you. My special greetings to Dr. Abimbola Bioye, ISPON president. And for all the universities, please, we're actually going to
thank you, everyone. I need to go now. Thank you.
I appreciate it all. Sir. We're going to write everyone back. And for our brother Sagir Mohammed, thank you so very much. Brother Esang, thank you. All the best. Dr. Ayola, all the best.